I ain't even on. I'm on this.
Too bad we live. I heard.
It's good.
I heard something like it. Quick rerun.
We got everything. We good. We all lit.
Too bad we good.
I don't know why you be saying that like you can answer me. All right, that's enough of that.
Go ahead, yeah, we can get that prayer going.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Let me get set up real quick. Right, there we are.
And we live, can you hear me?
Yeah, we live. I got my volume down.
Okay. Check one, check one.
Let's see, I'll turn this up.
Oh, there you go. That's good, ain't it?
Yeah, we good.
All right, y'all. It's too bad.
Yeah, that's the call.
You good, too bad? No, I ain't on that. So,
Hey,
okay.
Shalom, man.
He on now. Okay, bro.
He's remote. We'll probably have
All right, bro.
the frame just on this.
All right, y'all. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom to the worldwide family. Peaceful Sabbath, y'all, as we get about our Abba's business. As we get into the gospel of Messiah, his words, his truth, and himself being the living law.
That's right.
That will never go away. As we get this peaceful Sabbath going forth.
Yes, sir.
Shabbat shalom again, y'all.
Shabbat shalom. All right, family, we're going to get this opening prayer. And it's with the Most High's permission. And in the name of his only begotten and beloved Son, our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach. But we know him as Jesus the Christ, y'all. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading from the book of Psalms. In the 26th chapter it reads, Judge me, O Yahweh, for I have walked in mine integrity. I have trusted also in the Most High. Therefore, I shall not slide. Examine me, O Master, and prove me. Try my reins and my heart.
Sir.
For thy loving kindness is before mine eyes, and I have walked in thy truth.
Sir.
I have not sat with vain persons, neither will I go in with dissemblers.
Sir.
I have hated the congregation of evildoers, and will not sit with the wicked. I will wash mine hands in innocence.
Yes, sir.
So will I compass thine altar, O Master, that I may publish with the voice of thanksgiving, and tell of all thy wondrous works. Yahweh, I have loved the habitation of thine house.
That's right.
And the place where thine honor dwelleth. Gather not my soul with sinners, nor my life with bloody men, in whose hands is mischief, but their right hand is full of bribes. But as for me, I will walk in mine integrity. Redeem me and be merciful unto me. My foot standeth in an even place.
Sir.
In the congregation will I bless the Most High.
Hallelujah! Selah! Yes, sir.
All right, y'all.
All praises, y'all. Y'all, as we continue to get about our Abba's business, today's class to heaven and earth passed, but just wanted to touch base a little bit on last week's class. Elisha got a few things that he studied up on. He wanted to reach back out to the family and provide that information. Also want to continue to Thank the family for the prayers of the sick and shut in. Also for the family of Akazia out in Chicago. They're going to lay them to rest this Wednesday coming up. So prayers again needed for the family. Continued prayers needed for Sister Hananiah, the house of Uriah.
Yes, sir.
So y'all, we want to continue to remember our sick and shut in. And for any of y'all that's experiencing anything, we won't know unless you give us a call. To all our families out there, y'all, sick and shut in. Shalom. Also shouts out to Sister Alfreda Watson, Sister Yolanda Lumpkins, Brother Cortez McDonald. We got Sister Betty Lemons and Ron Lemons. And also shouts out to Big Ben Monroe, y'all. If I missed y'all, y'all know how it is, y'all. Too many names to call. But just thank y'all for y'all continued support in the ministry and making sure that this word continue to go forth, because it can't stop. It won't stop.
No.
No matter what these naysayers are saying. But Elijah, you good? You want to go ahead?
Yeah. I wanted to reach out to whomever had asked a question pertaining to who was it in the garden? Was it Satan or Azazel?
Right.
And I was talking about the book of Enoch. However, I didn't go into detail, and it caused me to go back and do some studying like I said I would. And so therefore I want to bring forth that which I have found. All praises to the Most High.
All praises, bro.
We'll start in Enoch chapter 68.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to hit a couple of scripts. These are more so in, we have some in the 66 books, but the ones that I'm hitting are going into detail as to who and what happened. Enoch 68, then we also have Enoch 14 and 15 chapters. And then we hit a couple of scripts in the book of Jubilees.
Yes, sir.
So we'll start at Enoch chapter 68, and it reads after this. Do we have a way to post it?
No, because we two by on assignment, so camera is on autopilot today.
Okay, if you have the book of Enoch, turn to the book of chapter 68. If not, just rewatch the
broadcast
class,
yeah,
and refer back to it. This is Enoch chapter 68, verse 1.
Enoch chapter 68, verse 1, y'all.
After this judgment, they shall be astonished and irritated, for it shall be exhibited to the inhabitants of the earth. Behold, the names of those angels, these are their names. The first of them is Samyazah, the second Artiskapah, the third Armin, the fourth Kakabel, the fifth Turel, the sixth Rumel, the seventh Daniel, the eighth Kael, the ninth Barakel, the 10th Azazel, the 11th Armers, the 12th Batayal, the 13th Basayael, the 14th Ananel, the 15th Turiel, the 16th Semapisiel, the 17th Yeturel, the 18th Tumael, the 19th Terrell, the 20th Rumel, the 21st Azazel. These are the chiefs of their angels, and the names of the leaders of their hundreds, and the leaders of their 50s, and the leaders of their tens. The name of the first is Yepon. He it was who seduced all the sons of the holy angels, okay, and causing them to descend on earth, led astray the offspring of men.
Yes, sir.
The name of the second is Kesabed, who pointed out evil counsel to the sons of the holy angels. and induced them to corrupt their bodies by generating mankind, the watchers. The name of the third is Gadriel. He discovered every stroke of death to the children of men. So he taught us how to murder.
You're right.
Listen to this. The name of the third is Gadriel. He discovered every stroke of death to the children of men. Where comes death? Death is the
byproduct of sin.
Thank you. Byproduct of sin. And sin is what? The transgression of the law.
That's right.
So, verse 7. He seduced Eve. This who it was. Gadriel. He's the one who seduced Eve and discovered to the children of men the instruments of death. The coat of mail, the shield, and the sword for slaughter. Every instrument of death to the children of men. From his hand were these things derived to them who dwell upon earth, from that period forever. The name of the fourth is Penemu. He discovered to the children of men bitterness and sweetness, and pointed out to them every secret of their wisdom. So he's the tattletale.
Yes, sir.
Spirit. He taught men to understand writing and the use of ink and paper. Now you also read in the book of Enoch that when Adam and Eve was created, it wasn't intended for us to have writing and reading and writing because it was supposed to be on our hearts.
That's right.
The commandments were supposed to be in our hearts, and that's what we're trying to get back to. This is what we're trying to get back to, the order of Melchizedek.
That's right.
Order of Christ. That he shall bring a new covenant. No longer shall it be written on tables, but it shall be written in our hearts.
That's right.
Okay? Verse 12. Therefore, numerous have been those who have gone astray from every period of the world, even to this day. For men were not born for this, here it is, thus with pen and ink, to confirm their faith. Since they were not created except that, like the angels, they might remain righteous and pure. So when you talk about did the Most High create evil? No, he did not create evil. Man's creation was to be righteous and pure. Verse 15, nor would death, which destroys everything, have affected them.
That's right.
But by this their knowledge they perish, and by this also its power consumes them. The name of the fifth is Cassier. Cassier.
I'm trying to keep
Verse
up.
17.
That's Casabille. That's Casabille.
Casbiel.
Yeah, K-S-B-E-L.
Okay, mine said something different, but it's the same deal, nonetheless. He discovered to the children of men every wicked stroke of spirits and of demons. Verse 18, the stroke of the embryo in the womb to diminish it. Where we get that? What's that?
Miscarriage.
Miscarriage. Don't put it on abortion, because some abortions are needful for the health of the mother.
Right.
Yeah, 14, verse 14.
No, I'm at verse 18.
Okay.
The stroke of the embryo in the womb to diminish it. The stroke of the spirit by the bite of the serpent. And the stroke which is given in the midday by the offspring of the serpent, the name of which is Tabaet. This is the number of the Casabel, the principal part of the oath which the Most High dwelling in glory revealed to the holy ones. His name is Becca. He spoke to holy Michael to discover to them the sacred name, that they might understand that secret name and thus remember the oath, and that those who pointed out every secret thing to the children of men might tremble at that name and oath. This is the power of that oath, for powerful it is and strong. And he established this oath of a cave by the instrumentality of the holy Michael. These are the secrets of this oath, and by it were they confirmed. Heaven was suspended by it before the world was made, forever. By it has the earth been founded upon the flood, while from concealed parts of the hills the agitated waters proceed forth from the creation of the end of the world. We can hold right there. Because then it goes on to the treasures of the Most High and its, the ordinances. We jump over to chapter 14 of this Enoch.
Let me say this too, Elisha, while you was discussing that. Yo, this is what we have to understand clearly. All angels are watchers. They're called guardians.
Yes.
Guardians watch. So now there was particular watchers that fell. First was Satan and the third. Then you had the 200. But technically all angels are watchers, but it pinpoints certain groups of these watchers when bad behavior comes. Like it talks about Satan, his group would be demons and devils. When they fail, those watchers never to be allowed any repentance at all. The second group, the watchers, the 200 that was supposed to come down when the world was getting so wicked before the flood, those watchers saw what Satan and his group did, and they did worse. So it's almost similar to like the 10 tribes with what they did. And then we got treacherous Judah, who saw what they did and did worse. But go ahead, I just wanted to throw that in, Elisha.
It also shows you the consistency of both righteousness and evil.
That's right.
Everything.
No matter who it is.
No matter who it is, it's a consistency of actions and deeds and thought process.
Law keeping
versus
and law breaking. Yes, sir.
We'll go to this Enoch 15. It was Enoch 15 I wanted to get to.
Yes, sir.
Versus Enoch 14, y'all. Excuse me. But when you get the opportunity, read all these books in your time, in your spare time, so you'll know and have an understanding, and it'll open you up to even more understanding of what the 66 books present to us.
Yeah.
Enoch chapter 15, verse 1.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, sir. Then addressing me, he spoke and said, Hear, neither be afraid, O righteous Enoch, thou scribe of righteousness. Approach hither and hear my voice. Go, say to the watchers of heaven, who have sent thee to pray for them. You are to pray for men and not men for you. So they asked Enoch, intercede for us to the Most High on our behalf. So the Most High answered Enoch and talked to him and said, hey, send this message back to him.
Right.
Tell him I said this. Verse 2. Wherefore have you forsaken the lofty and holy heaven, which endures forever, and have lain with women, have defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, have taken to yourselves wives, have acted like the sons of the earth, and have begotten an impious offspring. You being spiritual, holy, and possessing a life which is eternal, have polluted yourselves with women, have begotten in carnal blood, and have lusted in the blood of men, and have done as those who are flesh and blood do. These, however, die and perish. Therefore have I given to them wives, that they might cohabit with them, that sons might be born of them, and that this might be transacted upon earth. But you from the beginning were made spiritual, like Adam.
That's right.
Possessing a life which is eternal and not subject to death forever. Therefore I made not wise for you, because being spiritual, your dwelling is in heaven. And this goes back to Matthew 22.
That's right.
Where he said there's no giving in marriage in the kingdom, because you're like angels.
Right.
You're going back to the beginning.
Right. And don't get it twisted that they were sexless, because they were not allowed to do that. They're called male and female.
That's right.
That means they have assigned gender, so to speak.
Yeah, you got a question. I want to read just what you just read, but in more. This is more like in the layman's terms because they don't read the same.
Okay.
And this on my verse 3.
Okay. Read on, brother.
It says, "Wherefore ye have left the high, holy, and eternal heaven, and lain with women, and defiled yourselves with the daughters of men, and taken to yourselves wives, and done like the children of earth, and begotten giants as your sons."
Right.
Then it says, "And though ye were holy, spiritual, living the eternal life, ye have defiled yourselves with the blood of women, and have begotten children with the blood of flesh, and as the children of men have lusted after flesh and blood, as also do who die and perish," because they were eternal. Right?
That's right.
But yeah, that's just more layman's terms. Is they had giants.
Yeah,
right.
This is going to go deeper into that. Verse 8. Did you have something to say, Dan?
No, I think he said he
There's
had
a
a
question
question.
on the line.
We're in book of Enoch chapter 15, verse 8.
We'll get you D. Carlos. You want it now?
Yeah.
It takes us to a different script. We'll get it after
Okay.
you finish with this.
Let us wrap this up real quick, brother, and we'll
be right at
address your question, brother. Verse 8. "Now the giants who have been born of spirit and of flesh shall be called upon earth evil spirits."
What they gonna be called?
Evil spirits.
Right.
"And on earth shall be their habitation. Evil spirits shall proceed from their flesh, because they were created from above, from the holy watchers was their beginning and primary foundation. Evil spirits shall they be upon earth, and the spirits of the wicked shall they be called. The habitation of the spirits of heaven shall be in heaven, but upon earth shall be the habitation of terrestrial spirits who are born on earth. These, the spirits of the giants, shall be like clouds, which shall oppress, corrupt, fall, contend, and bruise upon earth. They shall cause lamentation. No food shall they eat, and they shall be thirsty. They shall be concealed, and shall not one rise up against the sons of men and against women, for they come forth during the days of slaughter and destruction."
Well, the flesh part died.
The flesh. Here's the answer. Verse 16, chapter 16, verse 1. "And as to the death of the giants, wheresoever their spirits depart from their bodies, let their flesh, that which is perishable, be without judgment. Thus shall they perish until the day of the great consummation of the great world. A destruction shall take place of the watchers and the impious. And now to the watchers who have sent thee to pray for them, who in the beginning were in heaven. Say, in heaven have you been. Secret things, however, have not been manifested to you, yet have you known a reprobate mystery."
Yes, sir.
So the information that they have related to mankind is a reprobate
Yes, sir.
information. They still are not revealing to mankind the righteous information and the righteous secrets of the Most High.
That's
so
right.
what you are getting is 3rd, 4th, 5th grade information, secondhand information.
That's right.
That's tainted. Yes. It ain't worth nothing. Yes. And that's why men perish with this understanding, because it's contemptible.
Right. Email out there, y'all. Email boy. Just need a couple fellas to go out. Yeah, go ahead, Lysa.
So,
We get right with the
verse 4. "And this you have related to women in the hardness of your heart, and by that mystery have women and mankind multiplied evils upon the earth. Say to them, never, never therefore shall you obtain peace."
Oh. And y'all, and the evil spirits that bro was speaking of, that's what was jumping on Saul, and David had to play it away. That's why music soothes a savage beast.
That's right.
So that'll drive those evil spirits away. Good sin. That's why he always say, sing hymns to yourself and psalms to yourself. Them demons will get going when they hear you, humming that in your spirit. Let that be the song worm that pop in your head, not some of these dangerous song worms that pop in your head. Shalom, Mister.
Shalom.
That you'll be hollering and saying, why am I thinking about that song? I know I shouldn't be thinking about that song.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Go ahead, Elisha.
Yeah, why? When loving you is wrong.
I don't want to hear you just singing it with the windows down loud.
Adultery.
Boy, look here.
Just singing adultery. And it tells you everything.
And basically you saying at that point, no reproof. I don't want no reproof. No. If this wrong, I don't want no reproof.
No reproof.
Go ahead, bro. Yeah. Well, he gonna get his wish.
So Shalom, family. Please provide clarity on Isaiah 45 and 7. Please accept my apologies if it's been explained already.
Is that the I create evil?
Let me see.
You know, so I create good and evil.
Let's see. Get it real quick. 45 and 7?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's probably it, Elijah. 45 and 7. I form like, yeah, but see, and this is what you have to understand when he create. Look, righteousness, there's no darkness there. So in the kingdom, because that's the way it was supposed to be. But once you create law and free will, that open the door for what's called evil. So by his law, if it's broke, it's going to create evil.
That's right.
See, so it's not like he just said, well, I'm gonna create temptation right here because the Lord's prayer said, and it say he don't tempt any man with evil, neither is he tempted with it. No. So its purpose was never created for anybody. It wasn't like he just said, I'm creating evil, because the problem is we got to start at the beginning. What was it that was created that tempted Satan? It says pride was found in Satan. Iniquity came from within of Satan, and that's what caused evil in the beginning. It says he was a murderer and a liar from the beginning. There's no head above the serpent. There's no entity on earth. There's no temptation that it was said to Satan that I created evil and you bit from the evil tree. There's no writings of it anywhere. And as you continue on with the instructions of the Bible, you'll see that things are created, happen. He didn't create death.
No.
Death was created because of law breaking. But he didn't create death. He said, I didn't create death, but shalom. But death is created, Azul. Yeah, shalom, boy. You know, I had that. Mine was a little slow, boy. You know how it is, Azul. Yes, sir.
Read the book of Ezekiel 28.
That's what we're talking about, right?
He was created perfect, and it was pride. He was deceived by his own beauty.
By his own beauty, yeah. Say his beauty and his wisdom took him to another level of thinking, I could become God. Look, he didn't want to be the Messiah. He wanted to be the Father.
Yeah. Because
he asked the Messiah to bow to him.
That's right.
And look, he's a tree, and what Elijah was explaining in that Enoch 68, it says Satan and his host. He's got demons that work for him. He's the tree. Tree give orders.
That's right.
Tree is like the general in the army.
That's right.
So they everything falls up under them. So when you see Gadriel seducing Eve, all he did was told her, my master want to holler at you. Mm-hmm. If any of y'all ever seen the movie Dead Presidents, and what's the curly head boy, light skinned boy, Terrence Howard, he was the one that's like a Gadriel. He was like, yeah, my boy Cuddy done already. Right. He gonna get at that. He been taking care of while you going to the army. Well, he worked that demon over, so to speak, with the pool stick. Yeah. But Satan, who was playing Cuddy, shalom, Imam, shalom, man. But Satan, who was played by Cuddy, his boy, pistol whooped him and broke him down, so to speak, and let him know that, you know, I'm not my boy you beat up in the pool hall.
That's right.
So when you reading about Gadriel, all he did was open the door for Eve. He said, hey, my master want to holler at you. He just made sure Adam was out of the way. That's all he did. He took an order from Satan, go hook up until I need to holler at her. And then he shows up just like on everything else. But he's a chief tree in charge of all those angels that you read in 68. Those are ranks. They're behind him. They will never be him. They do his dirty work.
They were leaders of 50s and leaders of 10s.
That's right.
So they had a ranking system.
Yeah.
It wasn't just Satan and everybody was on the same. No, he was giving orders. They had a ranking system. You know, lieutenants and captains and chiefs. You know.
And look, you're only going to have 3 or 4 places in the Bible where Satan attacks personally. He attacked Job personally. He attacked Judas Iscariot personally. He possessed him, and Judas was called the son of perdition after that. And he attacked Peter because the Most High say, he want to sift you like wheat. I have to pray for you. There's no head above serpent. There's no evil that's named that is said. And Satan bit off of the created evil. There's no such thing in the Bible. There's just like death. You break a commandment, your flesh start to die immediately. That was not created in the beginning. That was a result of law breaking. That's why be no death in the kingdom. Death and hell is cast into the lake of fire. Hell is the grave. There was no grave at the beginning.
People know that they just choose sides.
They just choose sides, yeah. So y'all, it's just tomfoolery, y'all. Evil was never created by the Most High. It's a result of law breaking that it has to go back to the Most High. He created Satan. But was Satan created evil, or was he created good and beautiful? But he became evil once his pride, self-pride, that where you want to go above the Father. That broke him down. There's nothing on planet Earth that you can see or say that seduced Satan.
That's right.
There's nothing in no scripts that say that. You good, Elisha? You got some more?
No, I just wanted to hear the.
Did that answer a question?
Yeah.
Well, that was from last week.
But
And shouts out to Sister Tarsha Robinson.
the question about the Isaiah 45.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. That I mean, because you can't find anything else. It's your job to find where he said, and the morning and I created evil, and the morning and the evening were the fourth day, and it was good. There's nothing there.
All right.
It's not included. It can't be included with good.
You gotta show the script where he says, "I created evil." And he says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil."
That's right.
Well, throughout his whole creation up until the Sabbath, he said everything was good. So you have to show in that creation what was created evil.
That's right.
He said, that's good stuff. All praise to the Most High.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
just
sir.
want to give these other scripts pertaining to the watchers. You can read them at your own time and in your own leisure. These refer also to the watchers and the unclean demons. The book of Jubilees, chapter 7, verse 20 through 25.
Yes, sir.
The book of Jubilees, chapter 8, verse 3 through. I don't know where I stopped at 8, but just read.
Keep on reading. Keep on reading.
Just keep reading verse 3.
I'm sorry.
You said Jubilee verse 3?
Jubilees chapter 8, verse 3 and on. Jubilees chapter 10, verse 1 through 14. Jubilees 11, 1 through 11. But read all that Jubilees is excellent. It ties in, it goes into very much detail, but it talks in Jubilees. So 50 years.
Right.
So understand that. So when you're reading it, and you may get thrown on because in some verses it may talk about 2 years in a week. Okay, so you have to understand it's talking in terms of 50 years.
Yeah.
50-year increments. Okay? And then it also breaks down how Adam and Eve were created, and then they were put in the garden. It goes into detail how long it took before they even went into the garden.
That's right.
how they already had the instructions, how they were married before they even entered into the Garden of Eden.
That's right.
See, it breaks down all that.
All of that. And look,
Jubilees. We started with those that came in late. We started with Enoch 68, and then we did Enoch 15, and also Enoch 16. Tie in with that Jubilees chapter 7. I'm gonna just give you the chapters. Read the whole chapters, all right? Because within those chapters, you're gonna get the full understanding of what we're referring to. Jubilees chapter 8, Jubilees chapter 10, and Jubilees chapter 11. But please extend beyond that, okay? Excuse me, okay? Because it's going to further your understanding.
that's right.
Okay, Dan.
You good, Elijah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, y'all. So today's class again, till heaven and earth pass. You know, Elisha just wanted to clean up a little bit from last week. You know, and that's how we get down, y'all. When we say we're going to get back with you, it's immediate. You know, we don't wait around till the question comes up again if the answers are there, which they always there, because Most High say, I'm not going to leave any record or word void. So, y'all, to heaven and earth pass, y'all, we getting some understanding. Well, we're not getting any understanding. I should say reprobate type of messages going out, talking about the law was burned up, or how do we know the scribe was writing correctly, and they're cherry picking certain things. Well, the law stands supreme. It's the only thing on here that says it will never fail. And why it's so important is because the Messiah was sent as the Word of God. He was sent as the law of God.
That's right.
So you can see what it's like to live and walk in righteousness. So y'all, we want to get that cleared up. Y'all know how we do it. After the order of the Almighty given to his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, after the order of Melchizedek, which he's the one and only high priest, and y'all, the law is to be looked at from all six sides, male, female, rich, poor, free or bond, Jew, and Gentile. Everything in the law after the order of Melchizedek has to be looked at from that perspective. And you got to cover all of those sides, or you're going to be left with the hospital gown on. And I mean all your back gonna be all front, no back. And you cannot be dealing with this brand name and got your back out. Your rear end exposed. You cannot, and that starts with never let anyone convince you that this book is tampered with. And then say they still playing around in it, some of it. That's impossible. It's impossible. It's like saying the sun is tampered with. How you gonna expect it to come up tomorrow? It may do what it feel like doing. Shalom, bro. That's Brother Aliyah. So y'all, we want to get right to it. Matthew 5:17, y'all. We're gonna roll through these and get right to the heart of the lesson. And we're going to go from Matthew 5:17 to Psalm 119, verse 142, and then we're going to hit Romans 10:1. Then we're going to get into the lesson, y'all, because we have to deal with when the word will go away, technically. Do scribes, did Moses write his own history? All this type of madness. We're going to clear all that up today, you know. Did the Ark of the Covenant get taken away? You know, or was it hid? Y'all, all of these doubts that men are trying to get you to doubt the Holy Manuscript. And what they do is tell a half-truth and a whole lie. The half-truth is say, I believe some of the Bible, but not all. That's a half-truth. And then they start to tell a whole lie. Go into this over here. A total nother book ain't got nothing to do with these scripts. Go ahead, bro. Matthew chapter 5:17.
Yeah. You want to start at 17? Bro?
Yes, sir. Oh, you got to bag it up right there?
No.
Okay, yeah, that's good, Lush.
No, we start at 17. Matthew chapter 5, verse 17. Think not.
Do what?
Think not.
Don't even think it, y'all. Don't even let it come into your mind if somebody say the law is tampered with. How you going to do laws of everything else but won't do the law of God and say it's possible it's been tampered with? If the law has been tampered with, the light is turned out. Let's read some more. Come on, Bob.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law of the prophet.
Or the who?
Prophet.
Uh-huh.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
Uh-huh.
For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law, till all be fulfilled.
Till the Old Testament just be fulfilled.
All be fulfilled.
Look, when you say the New Testament is tampered with, you ain't got no other books, scriptural books on earth that talks about the Messiah coming in the flesh. Do you? What books you got? You ain't got none but the Old Testament that says you got Malachi that prophesied. You got the book of Micah that prophesied. You got Psalms 110 that prophesies coming. But you don't have anything to say, and this where he did, and this where he grew up, unless the New Testament is there. So when you hear these naysayers that say they believe in the Bible, but still say the New Testament is tampered with, they're talking about the walking, living law. They're talking about the Messiah's tampered with. Get it wrapped in your mind. They ain't talking about nothing else. They need to bring the Messiah down so that they can equal themselves up. They have to, no matter if they say Joseph is the father, that's bringing the Messiah down, because you're saying he's a blemished lamb and he was born of fornication. There ain't no other way to slice this, y'all. The Most High don't deal with tits and tat, and you can have your belief and I can have mine. No, it's either all or nothing. Either you gonna push your chips to the center of the table on faith or you ain't.
Right.
Let's read some more.
Verse 19. Whosoever.
You need a script, bro? You need a script?
What's that?
Bible. You need one or you just listen? Yes, there's plenty on this table right over here, bro.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Verse 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments.
It says first break the least commandment. That's the littlest one. That's one that just would have been a turtle dove, or like we call sin offering. You know, you just in case I might have sinned, like Job did for his children. Go ahead, Lysa.
And shall teach men something. He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
So the key is to break it and then teach a man to break it. You will never get in the kingdom that way. Ever. If you ever say, don't you believe that law, and then you start teaching against that law, that man won't be there. And if you listen to him, if you listen to a piece of what he's saying, you won't be there either. Let's read some more. We're in Matthew 5, bro. Go ahead.
I'm just going to say that since we are people of the Most High, we have a gift of influence. So just by us keeping the commandments or not keeping it, we are teaching people.
Yeah.
So even if you ain't got to say nothing.
Absolutely. You ain't got to say nothing.
Light unto the Gentiles. That's your appointed duty.
That's right.
It's behavior. Look, y'all, we got to get off of you thinking because you an Israelite, nationhood gets you across the finish line.
No.
All nationhood do is let you know where we at. Because if you get a sharp heathen out there, they're going to tell you the crimes of Israel. They're going to tell you, just like how they did Mike Brown, when we showed him in the graduation photo. But what did they show him at? See, that's what they're going to show us when you come out the gate with your nationhood. But if you show righteousness, if you walk that law, if it's in deeds, it's not just lip service. It's when we see you out somewhere. There ain't no reports that they saw you behind in an alleyway making a deal with a transvestite. That's going to be trouble, man. Go ahead. Where we at?
Boy.
Ooh. Boy, that's more than trouble. That ain't good at all. I'm in 19 again.
Right.
Whosoever therefore shall break one of the least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
See, that's what, if we're found worthy, that's what you want to be called in the kingdom. Here come great. Here come great servant, y'all. Taught the commandments. But if you listen to anybody tell you that this holy manuscript is tampered with and it still got the word holy on it, they're a liar and a deceiver. You can't have the two in the same breath. That's like blessing and cursing coming out of the same mouth. It's impossible. Did I say that right?
No.
Nowhere near it. Oh, okay. All right. But it's impossible to have holy because it means to be set apart and sanctified. If it's tampered with, you got to put it down.
Right. You still teaching out of it?
You still, how you going to do it? It's like if you watch somebody, a booger fall out of their nose in the pot of greens and they still stir it up. Or you going to get some put on your plate. No, because you wondering every salty taste go down your throat. Was that booger?
At that point, it's just protein.
It's just, oh, look here. Let's get it, y'all. Where we at?
Verse 20.
Read down 21, Elisha.
All right. For I say unto you, that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven.
So your righteousness have to exceed the scribes and the Pharisees, and that's thinking that as long as I just read the law and I don't go nowhere on the Sabbath, your righteousness have to exceed the Pharisees because it's all out of cup. And once you start thinking that, then you think that the only way I can get caught or break a law is if 2 witnesses catch me.
Right.
So your mind is there. It's not on faith. It's not on Christ sacrificing his blood for you that you would gamble around like that. It's like trying to get off a dope. You got $20 in one pocket and $400 in the other, and you head into the crack house. You're going to prove to yourself that you're going to walk out of there with them $400, and just the 20 in that other pocket going to be gone. You may have 3/4 left out of that 20 in that other pocket because all the other money gone. Rent money gone, everything is gone. Ain't no need you fooling yourself. Just like you trying to fool yourself to believe some of this is good, but most of it ain't. And then you teach that? Let's read some more. Where we at? Let's get right to it. Psalm. Oh, you gonna read 21? Okay.
Did you want that?
No, we can go ahead. We can go ahead and get right into Psalm 119, 142. And y'all, Psalm 119 is the longest chapter in the Bible, well, with the most verses, I should say. But it's the alphabet, the Hebrew alphabet in the Bible. See, this is complete. When you start hearing word etymologists saying, well, in the Hebrew, the word means this. The Bible don't deal with words in the Hebrew. It deals with letters. That's why the Pharisees asked, how is he so young, Christ being 12 years old, and know his letters? Every one of these verses in Psalm 119, every letter is 8 verses. And it explains the law in 8 verses for that particular letter. So when you do Aleph, these are the instructions for Aleph according to the law, how to learn that letter. Let's read it, Elisha. Go ahead, bro.
Where you want to start at?
Psalm 119. Let's start about 142 because what we were just establishing is the law will never go away, or the prophets. If the prophets go away, ain't no second coming. If the prophets go away, ain't no judgment day, and that's what these Negroes are trying to do. Once I make you think the law is tampered with, then there cannot be a judgment day, because what is sin?
Transgression of the law.
If ain't no law, then it can't be no judgment day. Romans 4:14, Romans 4:15, where there's no law, there's no sin. Mm-hmm. Where we at?
You say you want to start at 142?
Yeah, Psalm 119, 142.
105. Everything is the law in 119. All right.
Well, see, and what we're talking about is the alphabet. What letter is that, Elisha?
That was
I'm just saying, even when we go to the 119, 142.
That was
What?
That was alphabet none that I was talking about.
105.
Okay, yeah.
M,
So this is Mashiach Purdy. Yeah, go ahead.
we can start in Zadie.
Yep.
Huh?
Okay, I'm gonna start at 140, but
Okay, well, you want to start at the beginning of it, the beginning of that 137?
yeah, I can do that.
What's that? Tadazi? Say that word. Say that letter.
That's a Zadie.
Zadie. Y'all, so now we're getting the letter, Zadie, in the law, and everything, even when you read the first law, Psalm 119, the first 8 verses, Aleph, it tells you what it was. That's why Christ told that teacher. He said, I tell you what, you tell me what beta mean, and I'll tell you what Aleph mean. I'll tell you what the letter mean, but you break it off first. They couldn't break off nothing. They knew the song, But y'all don't let word etymology trip you up. Word etymology does not change the law. Under no circumstances. Let's get it.
I'm sorry. Zadim,
we're going to start at 137. We're going to start at the beginning of that letter. Go ahead.
Righteous art thou, O Master, and upright are thy judgments. Thy testimonies that thou hast commanded are righteous and very faithful. My zeal hath consumed me, because mine enemies have forgotten thy word. Thy word is very pure.
Thy word is what?
Very pure.
It's not half pure, like some are teaching. It's very pure. Ain't got no additives in it.
No.
Go ahead.
Therefore thy servant loveth it. I am small and despised, yet do I not forget thy precepts. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
Thy law is the truth. That's the truth of this whole matter. That's why I say, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
That's right.
Fear God and keep his commandments. He say, if you say you love me and keep not my commandments, you are a what?
Liar.
A liar. It's impossible for you to say you love God and break his commandments. Let's read some more.
Verse 143. Trouble and anguish have taken hold on me, yet thy commandments are my delight.
What's his delights?
Thy commandments are my delights. The righteousness of thy testimonies is everlasting. Give me understanding, and I shall live. If
this gets tampered with or go out of the world, there cannot be a judgment day. Satan is the accuser of our brother. The only thing he can accuse you of is breaking the law of God. He can't show up on judgment day as a free case and say, look what he did. And he'd be like, Satan, you planted that in his pocket.
Right.
No, Satan wants you to break the law. And see, we got Negroes worse than Satan. Can y'all believe that? You know what Satan has never done in here from Genesis to Revelation? Told you that God's law is no good. It cannot be found in no scripture where Satan say the law of God is done away with. Only human beings say that. They're worse than Satan, because Satan knows if I do that, I cannot accuse you on judgment day. It's automatic entrance into the kingdom. If you go to court and the police then put crack rocks in your back pocket and it's recorded, what's going to happen at court? They're going to throw it out, ain't they? Yo, this common sense. Let's get on. What you got, bro?
Well, when Christ said that, I came not to change the law, but fulfill the law.
Right.
So he had a job too. He was sent to do a work on the law, even after the law was clean. He wasn't here to change, but he was adding, giving more fuel to it.
Well, what he did is he explained it from a different priesthood, because we graduate. We got the law back in Mount Sinai when we come out of Egypt after doing 400 years. But when Adam got Melchizedek order, that was the priesthood in heaven. When Christ fulfilled the law, that means the priesthood switched. Same laws, but a different high priest. So we don't have to sacrifice turtle doves. We don't have to sacrifice goats anymore. We take everything directly to Christ now, because it's a different priesthood. Abraham was under Melchizedek. Noah, Shem, Adam, all the way up, Jacob, all the way up to coming out of Egypt, we were under the Melchizedek order. So it's not a change in law. He didn't change the law. It's the change in priesthood. Once we understand that, we'll be on the right path. Thank you, Emo. Go ahead. What you got, bro?
When he said fulfilled in the Hebrew, that means to interpret correctly.
Well, fulfill means all of the prophecies written about the Messiah, he had to fill every bill, or it goes to somebody else. See, it can't go to Elijah Muhammad like Farrakhan said, because the script say he was born in Bethlehem. Where was Elijah Muhammad born at?
Sandersville, Georgia.
Sandersville, Georgia. So that wipes him out from being the Messiah, even though Farrakhan said it and cheated in the Bible. He dips and dabs in the Bible. Like I say, he'll tell a half-truth and a whole lie. There ain't no tribe of Shabazz in this book. It's the 12 tribes of Israel. That's it. Go ahead.
When they say that pull it off if they have two different?
Well, that's how they pull it off. They tell a half lie and a whole truth. They'll go in the Bible and show you Ishmael, but that's as far as they going because they got it out of the Bible. That's all they going. Now I'm gonna slip the Quran in on you and teach you from that perspective. Well, that's off because the Bible don't mention no other gods.
Right.
All the other authors mentions the Bible. The Bible don't mention them. The Bible don't mention nothing about no Muhammad. It don't mention Buddha. It don't mention the Dead Sea Scroll. It actually tells you those are doctrines of demons. It's a doctrine of demon. That's what he said it is. Either you get down with these laws of the Bible or you be getting down with Satan, because that's the only flip side of the Bible is the devil and his teachings.
That's it.
That's where wickedness started. He was a murderer from the beginning. So murder is in heaven. It's the same murder today, ain't it? Yep. And you know what it is? It's an unpardonable sin. It stays on the book, just like here in this land. You cannot, it does not go off the book. Ain't no cold case on it. If we get some more information, the case open back up. Ain't no statute of limitations on it. Where we at, bro? Let's get caught up, guys. We gotta get a little bit going. Romans 10:1. What you saying? That was me if I slowed down, huh? Romans 10:1, y'all. And we're going to get some understanding of when faith comes, because that's what Christ was. You had to believe, you had to have faith that he was the walking law. He's the only individual who ever walked on planet Earth that never broke the law of God. The only individual. If there was a law that he broke, you would see the naysayers attacking that first and say, this is why I don't believe the Messiah. But you don't have no law. What you start doing is going into word etymology. Well, in the Greek it means the same thing. Stealing in Greek is stealing in English, ain't it?
Yep.
If you hear somebody hollering in an open marketplace in Russia, whatever Russia talk is saying, stop thief, thief! If you say that in Russia or Chinese, what is the result to that? When you hear somebody hollering that, what's taking place?
A robbery.
And they doing what? They running too, because they hollering, stop, thief. Y'all, the law stands supreme. Let's get it, y'all.
All right, we're going to be reading in the book of Romans, chapter 10, and we'll start the reading in verse 1.
Yes, sir.
Everybody there? Let's get some understanding, family.
In this Bible study class, bro, so you can ask questions. Just let us know. Any questions you got, this is what it's about. Class, understanding this living book. Go ahead, bro.
Chapter 10 and verse 1. Brethren, my heart's desire and prayer to Yah for Israel is that they might be saved.
That they may what?
They might be saved.
See, you won't see might, will, or shall. You'll never see that they are saved.
Right.
Anybody saying we are saved and you still in this dying flesh, then you know what your spiritual name is given out in heaven. You might be saved. You will be saved if you keep the conditions written. You'll graduate if you got enough credits, right? Mm-hmm. Let's read some more.
Verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of Yah, but not according to knowledge.
See, but not according to knowledge. We actually make Hebrew understanding that we're the people into a religion.
Right.
You start telling people, you gotta wear your fringes, you gotta do all out of cup. The Most High say, my law is inside of you. What comes out of you is what defiles you. You let law breaking come out of your mouth, that'll defile you. If you tell somebody, oh, God don't care nothing about that, that's defilement. Right. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 3. For they being ignorant of Yah's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness.
What they going about to do?
To establish their own righteousness. Have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of Yah. For Hamashiach is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believes.
See, it's the end of the law to righteousness because it was the only way to get close. If you broke a law, it tells you go get 2 turtle doves or go get 2 bullocks to break this law. Well, the problem was we were sinning so much we was finna extinct all of the animals on earth, especially lambs, sheep, and goats. Y'all imagine the sinning we doing now if we were still sacrificing?
Would be no animal.
They'd be on display at the St. Louis Zoo. Daddy, what's that? That's a sheep. We used to have them on earth, but sinning wouldn't stop. So the end of the law to righteousness, that's what Paul was stating in Galatians 3:28, 3:22 to 28. That's what he was stating. If there had been a law that would make us righteousness, we would need the Messiah. But there was no law. It was just a schoolmaster, like your parents, right? Take out the trash, wash the dishes, do your homework. They put it on the refrigerator. Once you see that message pretty good, now that message should be right here, shouldn't it? Should they have to put the note back up, or you're waiting for them to put the note down or take it down so you can go back to doing what you want to do? I didn't see the note. Oh, you still ain't learned yet. And when that first lick strike, what's the first thing you hear? Okay.
It comes to mind instantly.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
Oh, that note.
That note. Yes, sir.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 5. For Moses describeth the righteousness which is of the law, that the man which doeth these things shall live by them. But the righteousness which is of faith,
of Messiah, go ahead,
speaketh on this wise, say not in thine heart, who shall ascend into heaven? Now that's a question.
Yeah. Well, you don't say it right.
Right. That is to bring Hamashiach down.
What you gonna do to Hamashiach when you do that?
Bring him down from above. Or who shall descend into the deep? That is to bring up Hamashiach again from the dead. But what saith it? The word is nigh thee, even in thy mouth, and in thy heart.
And in thy word?
And in thy heart. That is the word of faith, which we preach.
Go down to verse 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
That if thou shalt confess with thy mouth the Most High Yahushua, and shalt believe in thine heart that Yah hath raised him from the dead, thou shalt be saved. For with the heart man believeth unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation.
So you see right here, y'all, you can dress up as the part. You can look the part all you want, but what we have to understand is law breaking coming out of your mouth or law keeping coming out of your mouth when you teaching somebody. It's not what goes into a man that defiles. You may be a part of a religion and got their doctrine, but if you teach that doctrine to another man, then you become defiled. You will become defiled because you're teaching them to break up. It's like, man, look, man, I don't stop at stoplights. Go ahead, Thomas. Now, if you said that, I got to make sure I ain't on the street when you drive.
Right, no doubt.
Every stoplight, I'm like, this the way he come home from work. So I wait for 5 seconds and look, and then I take off. And they be like, why you wait? Because my brother come home this way. He said he don't stop at stoplights. Where we at, Thomas? Go ahead.
It's like, I keep meeting people, and I met a female bus driver that was telling somebody to go to John 5:42. Talking about Joseph, the father of Christ. I said, don't you know if you're teaching somebody that you become a stumbling block to them, you know what I'm saying? And you create doubt. Why would you want to create doubt about any word in this book?
Right.
To question any word in here.
Well, it's to bring Christ down, like we just read. The whole thing, look, they can talk all that madness. You can say Christ's name in 100 different ways. Yahushua HaMashiach, Yehoshua, you can say it 1,000,000 different ways. But if you say this unblemished lamb have anything with taint in it, You condemned already. It's blasphemy because they would look for a red heifer. They would scan it for 2 weeks. If they found one white hair, it's cast out. Now you're saying the Messiah came on planet Earth from a roll in the hay. Joseph got so horny, he couldn't wait to have the marriage ceremony. And he went up and married before a public ceremony. This is what you're saying the Messiah came on this planet as. And this is how he was conceived. That's to bring him down to carnal man. Because we thinking about how we get down. Some of us was conceived in the back seat at the drive-in. What you got, bro?
I want to ask you this question. If the law be for man,
Speak a little bit. Speak up a little bit.
Yeah.
if the law be for man, he said be perfect.
Right.
But we know even in this life, you can master the law. He said be perfect.
Right.
Right? And so that means that then again he said, come a little closer to him and change, be transformed. The laws are for the carnal man, the natural man. Then there's a spirit man that's alive.
Right.
Waiting for him to get himself right.
Right.
Then when they both be on that one car, and they begin to travel the journey, then he changes his transform by the renewing of his mind. No more carnal mind.
Right. So what that mean? He got to stop doing. Even the spiritual man. The spiritual man can't do what? He can't commit murder, can he?
He got to stop sinning. But he said that second verse was all about knowledge. Knowledge, faith supersedes the knowledge. And it goes to a whole nother realm.
Right.
Or action.
Right.
Because it's all about what you can't see, what you don't see. Even God himself.
Right. But this the deal. The law never goes anywhere. It's not so much as the law going anywhere or you trying to perform the law for me. The law is in the heavens. When you say the Lord's Prayer, you say, thy will be done on heaven as it is in earth. So what we're talking about is Satan committed crimes in heaven. It's the same law. The law was given to Moses. Moses didn't get the law on earth. The law came from heaven, written with the finger of God. So what we have to understand is no matter how spiritual you get, you still got to keep laws.
Right. The law against you. Never said
Right.
that the law should be taken away or moved, not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what I'm saying, but when you master the law,
How do you master the law?
in other words, by walking in the spirit.
How do you do that?
We don't stop sinning.
No, I'm saying how do you master the law? That's the key word, master. That means you're saying you figured out the law that it will never cause you a problem for judgment day. If you master the law, ain't no judgment day for you. You understand what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. If you master the law, there's no judgment day for you. That means you have not committed sin anymore if you master the law, and that's virtually impossible on this planet.
When you go back to the fact where he had Enoch walk with him, where he translated to Elijah, I guess in the fire chariot.
Right.
Whatever. Moses, even though he said he died, but even when he took them, the law is the foundation for righteousness.
Right.
Okay?
Right. That's the only thing can dwell in the kingdom is righteousness. But it's by keeping the law. The law is supernatural. It reigns supreme. It was a schoolmaster at one time under a different priesthood. That's the only difference. Aaron was a school teacher teaching you the law. But once you get it up here, you have to stop it from here. You know why? Because you can't sin in your sleep. There's laws against sinning in your sleep. Do you know if you have a wet dream, you have to keep Leviticus 15? And I'm talking about men. According to Deuteronomy 23:10, Leviticus 15 chapter, if you have a nocturnal emission, we need to know what you were dreaming about because there's no friction. You ain't grinding in your sleep and your member lets loose emission. in your mental. What if that's Beyonce that you let loose on? She married to Jay-Z. So what have you just committed in your consciousness? Adultery. You can't do that in your sleep. Your soul controls the flesh. If you keep doing that in your dreams, then you heading out to looking for Beyonce. You be hollering, hey, babe.
Yeah, that's what it leads
What
to.
you got?
When they say be perfect, it means be mature. So that means be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Right.
According to Melchizedek, like I said, most times we use external things to try to train our spirit, which is what the commandments do. Under order Aaron. So under order Melchizedek, he used the spirit to help us not sin in our mind. We have to put the spirit down, so we don't have that excuse. Because you can, if you be transformed by the renewing of your mind, stuff that you used to do and think about, you don't have that thought process no more. You're a new creature.
Yeah, perfect don't mean you're not going to break the law. Perfect means you understand the law.
Right.
So even if I break another, Noah was found perfect. But it was not about him being found perfect that got him on the ark. It says grace. It said Noah found grace. That means a mitigated mercy. Nothing you could have done that got you on the ark. Shalom, Rich. Mercy and grace got Noah on the ark, but it said he was a perfect man. He knew what to do when he broke the law. Just like when he got off the boat and got drunk, got high on his own supply. He broke the law at that point, y'all. You can drink, but you can't get what? Drunk. So Noah broke the law, a perfect man, but he got himself right. What you got, Tommy?
Remember what Noah did? He said, hold up. You gotta pray for God in case y'all haven't sinned.
Job for his children.
In
In case they might have sinned.
Right.
Because they were the children of a rich man, and what he was, he didn't want them to get beside themselves, thinking themselves higher than their neighbors or their kinfolk.
Right.
Because he was so wealthy, he didn't want them to look down their nose at their neighbors and their loved ones because they had much and their loved ones had not much.
He didn't want them to be arrogant.
Pride and arrogant.
Right, or people to think that that was part of it, because anytime you're having a celebration, there has to be rules. According to the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, everything has to be explained with two witnesses. There are always two witnesses, even in the context. Your mouth is the first confession, and the heart is the second witness against you. That's going to be on Judgment Day, because in your mind, when you driving home and you looking in that rearview mirror, when you say, I should have followed my what?
First
That's your spiritual mind. I knew I should have followed my first mind, but that woman walking in them shorts with all the black part of her rear end showing, I just couldn't help myself. What you got right there, Aliyah?
I got here that even a righteous person can do something with it.
Well, a righteous individual, say the law is not for a righteous man. Basically meaning once you understand, you shouldn't have, there's 613 laws recorded, and then there's statutes and judgments adding on to that. It could be 5 million. The bottom line, there's only going to be certain things that affect you daily. You got to get over the hump, especially 1 Corinthians 6 and 9. Know ye not that these shall not enter the kingdom of heaven. There's 9 on that list that you cannot be a part of when you take your last breath. I mean, a practicing member of it. You can't be a card-carrying member of Sodom and Gomorrah and think you're going to get in the kingdom.
No.
He said he got a membership.
Boy, look here.
Private membership.
Consistently determines what you are. So if you, it's what you do consistently determines what you are. So for instance, if you play baseball once a year, does it make you a baseball player?
No.
No. But if you like an actual baseball player, you do go to spring training, you do the winter warm-up, you
Right.
play 162 games,
Right.
then you are a baseball player.
If you can put a transmission in with a pair of vice grips and a screwdriver, you are what?
Mechanic.
A crackhead. No, you ain't no mechanic. You ain't no mechanic.
Boy, if you can make that work, I'm like, you could.
Look here. And will only charge $3 and the change in the ashtray. What you got? Right. Told y'all we got to get caught up. We got to get caught up, yo. Boy, look here, a beer and $3, you gonna get that transmission put in. Now, it may be some screws left out and a few things missing, but he'll probably put them in your hand and say you really didn't need them.
Right.
Come on, y'all, let's pick this up, y'all. So there's a famine of the word coming, y'all. And this is what's being taught. This is what's being taught, but it's being taught maliciously and with a reprobate mind that the law is gone away with. The law will never leave because the Most High is promised. He said, as I live, as the sun come up, there will be a judgment day for every man on earth. Every knee shall bow. If this law goes away, then there will be no judgment day. And that's what these Negroes are trying to do. When they leave this word, they have to get rid of the law because they know the judgment of this. Mm-hmm. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get caught up. Amos 8 and 9, we're going to go there to talk about this famine of the word that's coming. And Matthew 25, we'll let the record state what type of famine is going to happen in the world with these holy scripts. What you talking about, bro?
A mechanic.
Oh, no. If you want to call him a mechanic, boy, you tell somebody I know a mechanic. Oh, boy, look here. Go ahead, y'all. Amos chapter 8, verse 9, we're going to pick up, y'all. And we're going to get right to Matthew 25, y'all, and we're going to talk about the famine that's come. You know, of this word, y'all, we got to get it locked and loaded in our heart. Y'all think about the book of Eli. Yeah. One Bible on earth, and it was written in Braille. He had been studying it for 30 years then. And when the time came, it was right here. Right. He recited everything, and the scribe just wrote it down. Just wrote it down in the beginning. And you can see he's in REM sleep because the eyes are going back and forth, so he's in a vision. Just like Moses was, just like Enoch was when he was translated. Enoch, the great scribe, Elijah just was reading about in Enoch 68, that scribe. And you're writing because you're getting it supernaturally. Care about no Negro burning up no scrolls. That ain't going to stop the word of the Lord. You think he that weak? That the fire that he created can destroy his word? The fire that he created. Let's read some more, y'all. Let's get this.
I'm back that up to 7.
Okay, bro.
We're going to be reading in the book of Amos, chapter 8, and we'll start the reading in verse 7. Everybody there? Let's get some understanding, family. The Most High is sworn by the excellency of Jacob. Surely I will never forget any of their work. Shall not the land tremble for this, and every one mourn that dwelleth therein? And it shall rise up wholly as a flood, and it shall be cast out and drowned, as by the flood of Egypt.
Right.
And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Most High Yahweh, that I will cause the sun to go down at noon, and I will darken the earth in the clear day. So
we keep hearing a specific message and the same message. Matthew 24, the sun is going to be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light on that great terrible day. Joel 3rd chapter, same thing. That's what it says is going to happen. Go ahead, read some more.
Verse 10. And I will turn your feast into mourning, and all your songs into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins, and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the morning of an only son.
Ooh, that's rough.
And the end thereof as a bitter day. Behold, the days come, saith the Most High Yah, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water.
Read that part again.
Not a famine of bread, nor a thirst of water, but of hearing the words of the Most High.
Yes, sir.
And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Most High, and shall not find it.
Now remember, y'all thinking about the book of Eli. Remember they was going to and fro in the made up vehicles they had with armor plated on, going from city to city. They had look, when the first boy brought back the books of Dianetics, they had a Quran in there, they had all the books. He like, ain't none of these books in.
Right.
And he like, it's just a book. He said, it's not just a book. It's a weapon. Let's get some more.
Verse 13.
Uh-huh.
In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst.
For the word of the Most High. Go ahead.
They that swear by the sin of Samaria, and say, Thy God, O Dan, liveth, and the manner of Beersheba liveth, even they shall fall and never rise up again.
And when we talk about Dan, and we're talking about in Judges 18 or 19 chapter, where Dan was so wicked they was going to cut Dan out of a tribe. You know, we have to understand when the Most High is talking about these things. He said the famine coming not of food and water, but of this word. It's going to go away, y'all. If you don't have it locked in your heart and in your mind, they're going to get you to do anything. And if your conscience tell you, well, ain't no Bible, so how can God judge me?
Right.
Well, he say, seek me while I may be found. Seek me while I may be found. And then he's going to tell you up here, don't you do that. You know you didn't study that. You know when you do wrong or right. Go ahead, bro.
That's the case. How did Abraham them have the word before the Bible was even written?
How did Adam have it?
Right.
That's what we're talking about, the Melchizedek order. We're talking about in the heavens. Y'all, and if he wrote it with his finger, he wrote it for them, but he wrote it on their mind. And we're going to get to some Jeremiah 31 to see that he's got to write it in our heart, mind. So you ain't going to be walking around with no Bible in the kingdom. No. Hey, brother, come here. Just wanted to share a word with you. In the kingdom, you got to have instructions in the kingdom. Something wrong.
And the Most High is there.
And the Most High is there. And you know, like, see, brother, right here, when you were pissing in that alleyway, that's, you can't do that in the kingdom, brother. Matthew 25:1, y'all. You got to get ready. You got to get this oil in your lamp so that your light will shine. You got to get that oil in now, y'all. And these commandments is the oil. Boy, look here.
That's fine, bro.
Ain't that far?
Yeah. Read on down.
Y'all like some of that Jacob soup?
That's Jacob soup.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's red lunch.
Oh, okay.
That's that Jacob porridge.
Go ahead, brother.
No matter.
We're talking about the laws, but I know that we can go into the fact. But something that I always wanted to add is when you start dealing with the laws, principalities, power, ministries. But there was a verse said that the government, Jesus said the government was upon my shoulder.
Right.
Okay, we know that the government is affiliated with laws.
Right.
Okay, now explain to me why was he concerned about the laws of God, Moses' laws, the new laws that he's entering in the government laws. Why was the government upon his shoulder?
Well, the government is the kingdom of planet Earth. The government was on Adam's shoulder till he sinned and broke the law. Before Mount Sinai, Adam and Eve sinned in the garden. They sinned in righteousness, pure righteousness. No sin. They broke the commandment of God. Christ has to fix that. So they were under the order of Melchizedek, so he has to fix it under the order of Melchizedek. Because Christ was in the Garden of Eden. He was the tree of life. Satan and his demons were hanging around too. He was the tree of good and evil. He knew good and then he became evil. So we were told not to eat from that tree. So you have to understand Christ in Genesis 3:16, when it gives them the punishment, it said Christ has to be born to fix what y'all broke in the Garden of Eden. The laws never change. There's nowhere in the Bible that there's any say in that law don't exist anymore. Not from Genesis to Revelation. Look, and so you understand this after Christ ascended. Give me 1 John 1:8 real quick, y'all, so you see this. So this is way after Christ ascended. So this is John on the island of Patmos. What it say real quick, so we understand, because law, the minute you let law come out of your mouth, sin is attached to it. You cannot separate the two.
1 John.
You cannot, because sin is what?
Transgression of the law.
Transgression of the law. There's no other thing that you can entitle sin but breaking of the law. Know ye not that these shall not get in the kingdom? No whoremonger, no murderer, those are lawbreakers. No extortioner, nor effeminate can get into the kingdom. And this is Paul speaking after the Messiah had risen. What does it say? 1 John 1 and 8, or you going to back it up to verse 6?
We can start at verse 6.
What does it say?
1 John chapter 1 verse 6. We say that we have fellowship with him, meaning Christ.
Right.
We walk in darkness.
And we walk in what?
Darkness.
What is to walk in darkness?
Sin.
In sin, or to follow Satan. Go ahead.
We lie.
We do what?
We lie. And do not the truth.
What is a lie? What is a lie? And what is it called? Sin, ain't it?
Yeah.
Go ahead. What else to say?
But if we walk in the light, as he is in the light, we have fellowship one with another. And the blood of Yahweh Shah HaMashiach, his son, cleanses us from all sin.
What it cleanses us from?
All sin.
See, sin is transgression of the law, right?
Right.
So it said if you walk in him, it cleanses us from sin. It cleanses us from breaking the law of God. Go ahead. What else it say?
If we say that we have no sin, we deceive ourselves.
Who you deceiving?
Ourselves. And the truth is not in us.
Right.
If we confess our sins.
If we do what, Lisha?
Confess our sins. He is faithful and just to forgive us our sins and to cleanse us from all unrighteousness.
See, so we have to confess our sins. You have to know what law you broke. You can't walk around high-minded and look at a woman and think, well, oh, because I'm in a righteous mindset, I can look at the black part of her rear and them shorts like that that's cut off at the back pockets. But I'm not a sinner when I look. That's not sin because my drawers are tightening up. No, I'm not a sinner. He is. Yeah, right. Where we at, bro? Go ahead.
You also understand when Christ came in the scene, he was also referring to the law of Moses as well as the law of the Spirit.
Right.
For John 4:24 said, all those that worship the Most High must worship him in spirit and deed.
Right.
So you have to have the spiritual aspect of performing law, because Christ said if man looketh upon a woman to lust after her, he's committed adultery in his heart.
In his heart already.
It's not just about the law of the letter, but it's the law of the conscience.
Right.
As well.
That's
So
Melchizedek.
you have to have both the law of the spirit has to overwhelm the law of the flesh.
It must.
Right.
It has to. If somebody have to keep slapping your hand, it's a problem. If you keep getting your hand slapped, it's going to be a problem. Let's get it. What you got, Emo? That's for me? Okay. Put over there. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much. Y'all kind of dressed up. What y'all got going on today? Y'all see Emo? Missed over there chilling? Let's get it, y'all. Where we at? Matthew 25 and 1. I mean, you finished that? Where we at on that?
Yeah, we good, bro.
Okay. And y'all see the Most High, the Messiah explains anything, y'all. It's of no private interpretation. It interprets itself.
Right.
It interprets itself. Let's read what the Most High says if you got to have oil in your lamp. Go ahead.
We're in the book of Matthew, chapter 25. Is it on you?
Huh?
It's on you, isn't it? I thought I just read and then you read that one. Well, I'll go ahead since you ain't there.
Go ahead, y'all can get it how y'all want it.
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, bro. I got your back, brother. You know how it is.
Matthew 25, verse 1.
Keep asking questions though, bro.
Yeah, any questions you got out, and you trip off the fact that we don't answer questions here on what we think, believe, or feel. The hell with your feelings. Is what the scripts say.
Right.
So everything is all in there, just like ragu, bro.
That's right. It's in there. Yeah.
It's in the song.
Yes, sir.
Matthew 25 and 1. Then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins,
Right.
which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. And 5 of them were wise, and 5 were foolish. They that were foolish took their lamps and took no oil with them. But the wise took oil in their vessels with their lamps. While the bridegroom tarried, they all slumbered and slept. And at midnight there was a cry made, Behold, the bridegroom cometh. Go ye out to meet him. Then all those virgins arose and trimmed their lamps. Right. And the foolish said unto the wise, Give us of your oil, for our lamps are gone out. But the wise answered, saying, Not so, lest there be not enough for us and you. But go ye rather to them that sell and buy for yourselves. And while they went to buy, the bridegroom came, and they that were ready went in with him to the marriage, and the door was shut. Afterward came also the other virgins, saying, Master, Master, open to us. But he answered and said, Verily I say unto you, I know you not. Right. Watch therefore, for you know neither the day nor the hour wherein the Son of Man cometh. See, you know the day nor the hour. Can we know the week though? Yeah, Daniel had weeks in there. But do you want to play in that 7-day week? Which hour? How many hours in that 7 times? That's 7 times 24. You want to play that hour game and try to pinpoint when he gonna come? Y'all, if we knew the date and time Christ would come, we would sin up to that second before it happened. We'd be trying to join the Mile High Club. Y'all, we get the last stanky leg in. That one girl I wanted, I'm going over there now. I don't care what her parents say. You are going to try to get it in because you're saying Christ's supposed to come back at this hour. He's not going to tell you the time he's coming back because you wait to get ready then. And then you ain't going to have no oil in your lamp. If you continue to do wickedness, that's what your flesh is training your mental to do. Right. You can't wait till the last hour and then try to say, what he say? What we supposed to do? No, don't play it. Most High don't play around like that. Go ahead, bro.
It's like people who practice lukewarm behavior. They know what commandments are, but they wait till the last minute or they dibble dabble with it versus people who actually just live by the commandments. Like the 5 wise virgins, they live by it. So right. They went and got their stuff and they do what to do and they live consistently with it. But the 5 foolish ones, and look, and then you got foolish out there that'll take this verse and think it means that the Most High is finna marry 10 women. Right. See, this had nothing to do because you know why they think that way is because they don't understand marriage. What was his first miracle at? That's public, ain't it? See, this is talking about the kingdom of heaven is like a marriage ceremony. So when the bridegroom come out and he's standing there, then the doors are closed. Because he's standing there with the preacher, the doors are closed. Can't nobody else get in. You ain't gonna be like you at church walking down in the middle of a wedding. What's going on? Excuse me. Where a friend sitting? Oh, over there, I'll go there. No, they close the door. And you have to wait till the ceremony is over. And then they open up the doors and the bride and groom come out of the chamber. They ain't going into no bedroom chamber at this time. Right. Sad. It's sad, bro. And then they go into the next parable. And the kingdom of heaven is like unto if a man did this. It's just not dealing with them first 13 we read. That whole chapter of 25 is dealing what the kingdom is like. So it's going to touch a part in your life. So that you understand it from that perspective. But you see, if you ain't got no oil in your lamp, ain't no need you come around that kingdom. Ain't no need you talking about Christ, talking about let me in. I know I ain't got no oil, but you know my heart. No, you don't want to say that to the Messiah. You know my heart. He said verily, verily. Because he say, I'm a judge the thoughts of your mind and the intent of your heart. He's going to judge what you were thinking, and then he's going to show it to you in high definition. This is what you were thinking, Negro. Let's read some more. Where we at? Let's get right to it, y'all. So we see the famine of the word. You gotta have light in there. You going down 13? No, we read 13. See, but then you can go some more, but we ain't gonna get into it, Elijah, right now. We're gonna go ahead and move on. Let's get right to where men are giving this foolishness
that the law was burned up, so how we know it? How did Moses write his own death? Where did Moses write his own death at? Joshua took over the pen and paper. You know, how can somebody write their own life? Riddle me this. When the books open on us in Judgment Day, who been writing about me? Elijah, you been following me and writing things down.
Man, I meant to tell you.
Boy, look here. So, who is going to write about your life that when the books are open in heaven, what's wrote about you is in here? Where's your scribe? That's why we got what's called angels. He sent angels, go and write. Go and write. There's guardian angels writing down everything we do for the day of judgment. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get some understanding on that. 2nd Ezra chapter 14. Y'all, we're going into the Apocrypha. Y'all know we read only books in the Bible that keeps the law. The book of the Apocrypha, we also had a book of Jasher mentioned in Joshua 10:13, 2 Samuel 1:18, 2 Timothy 3:8 tells us to study from these books. It don't tell us to study out of the Quran. It don't tell us to study out of the books of the dead of Egyptology, of Buddhism, or none of that. It says whatever book you read cannot break the law of God. It's supreme. When you hear people talking about, I don't trust the NIV. Why? Go to Exodus 20. I don't care what version of Bible you look in. If Exodus 20 changed, then put that book down. Because that's the law of God written with his finger. Word etymology will change. Revelation 9:9 say the bottomless, that angel, that demon angel in the bottomless pit, in the Hebrew tongue, he's called what?
Abaddon.
In the Greek tongue, he's called what?
Apollyon.
But he's the same wolf in the bottomless pit, ain't he? I don't care what you call him. Language don't change truth.
Rufus named Rufus.
And look, if that's what you call it, but then when I ask you to describe him, you say those angels in the bottomless pit. Oh, that Rufus you talking about. They call him Rufus now? Yeah, man, that's the new slang for it. But it's still an individual in the bottomless pit, ain't it? That don't change. The law don't change, y'all, for nobody. Righteousness will never change.
No.
It's the measuring stick. It say a man, Ezekiel 18, that was righteous his whole life and turned to iniquity. None of his what?
Righteous.
Shall be remembered.
Right.
All is gone, just like O.J. Simpson. We don't remember nothing about O.J. Every time you see O.J., you think of cutting off white folks' heads. You don't think about the Heisman Trophy. You don't think about when he played in Buffalo running in the snow and broke the season record of yards per scrimmage. In the wintertime, in the snow, he broke the record.
In the snow.
He run through the airport and white women will say, go OJ, but right now when you see him coming, you be like, here it is. Nigga coming, walking like he wiping blood off his shoes. Where we at, y'all? 2nd Ezra 14.
Where you want to start?
Start at 1. See, they like to start on down where the problem at. We like to start at where. What you laughing about over there, Theo? You know, like he walking pigeon-toe like. You heard over there, Theo?
Theo, man, I gotta read, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
2nd Ezra chapter 14:1. And it came to pass upon the 3rd day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of the bush over against me.
So you see, talking out of the bush ain't nothing new.
Right.
It didn't happen just with Moses.
That's right.
What the Most High wants you to do is just to realize, wait a minute, is that bush talking to me?
That's right.
And you ain't got no bush rolled up. You like, wait a minute, this supernatural. Go ahead, bro, where you at?
And you ain't had no burning bush.
Boy, look here.
And it came to pass upon the 3rd day, I sat under an oak, and behold, there came a voice out of a bush over against me, and said, Ezra, Ezra. And I said, Here am I, Lord. And I stood up upon my feet.
Right.
Then said he unto me, in the bush, I did manifestly reveal myself unto Moses and talked with him when my people served in Egypt. And I sent him and led my people out of Egypt and brought him up to the mountain of Sinai, where I held him by me a long season.
Hold on, we got an extra apocrypha in here. But bro, if you can get it on your iPhone, just bring up 2nd Ezra. Any of y'all don't have it, bring it up on them smartphones. Yeah, 2nd Ezra 14th chapter. Bring it up on your smartphones. Go ahead, let's get it. You're on the time, son. Okay, let's get it.
Verse 5. And told him many wondrous things, and showed him the secrets of the time and the end, and commanded him, saying, These words shalt thou declare, and these shalt thou hide. And now I say unto thee, that thou lay up in thy heart the signs that I have showed, and the dreams that thou hast seen.
What did he see?
Dreams. And the interpretations which thou hast heard.
See, so there's always going to be dreams and there's going to be interpretations. The Most High just don't leave nothing blank. You ain't got to go to no soothsayer. You know, I dream this, I just can't figure it out. I keep flying off a building. Well, if you owe somebody some money, that may be the case. You may be getting a warning.
They say you ain't seen the hands that's throwing you.
Boy, look here. Look. It may be Big Red and asking you, what are my business hours? Go to 5 heartbeats. Where we at? Go ahead.
Verse 9. For thou shalt be taken away from all, and from henceforth thou shalt remain with my son, and with such as be like thee until the times be ended.
So that son is capitalized, and we know he's talking about Messiah. Go ahead.
For the world hath lost his youth, and the times begin to wax old.
See, the world has lost its youth, y'all. The earth is waxing old, y'all. It's on its last leg, y'all. You know, it's like it's like it's leaking oil, y'all. 3 hubcaps missing. The world is old, y'all. It's in terrible shape and it has to be renewed, y'all. The ocean is flooded with plastic. Animals down there choking to death off of plastic. It's polluted.
He has to cleanse it.
He has to cleanse it. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 11. For the world is divided into 12 parts. And the 10 parts of it are gone already. And half of a 10th part. And there remaineth that which is after the half of the 10th part. Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people. Comfort such of them as be in trouble. And now renounce corruption.
And do what?
Renounce corruption. Let go from the mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature.
See, and it said let go of mortal thoughts. Because mortal men think with the flesh.
That's
you
right.
have to think immortal, everlasting.
That's right.
Go ahead, bro.
Who got a question?
Who got a question?
This isn't pertaining to that. It just says, is it true that the red in the sky is sundown, going down as the angels line up to sing to the Most High?
No, I don't know where that come out of. That come out of Oral Roberts or that smiling preacher Joel Osteen may have come up with something like that. Yeah. Man, I'm talking about you see his wisdom teeth, he be smiling all the time. You like he up to something.
He know all the big paydays.
Boy, look here. So no, that's not, well, we have not seen it scripturally that's stating anything like that. What that means is a day is changing. Look, y'all have to understand this. Every day is 24 hours a day since Adam and them sinned. It was 1,000 years equaled one day until they sinned. Then the sun and the moon had to be brought in because there's light from Genesis 1:1 down to the sun and the moon being created on the 4th day. What's the light between day 1 and 3? It's Christ. He's the light. He's separated from the dark. Then the sun and the moon were created on the 4th day in case we sinned. Now we got to go under artificial light. But in the kingdom, they say there's no need for the sun or the moon because the Messiah is the light thereof. Don't need no sun or moon in the kingdom. What you gonna be doing like this for in everlasting? Man, you know I need to meet him at 4. In everlasting, you doing like this? Ain't no clocks in the kingdom. It start out at 1,000 years.
Internet don't work.
The internet don't, look, you don't need it. Go ahead, where we at, Elisha?
Verse 15. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and haste thee to flee from these times. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter. For look how much the world shall be weaker through age. So much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. For the truth is fled far away, and leasing is hard at hand. For now hasten the vision to come, which thou hast seen.
So when you're writing about your life, when somebody asks that stupid, because so Moses write about his life, when you show Moses the beginning of creation, and then you show him what's going to happen at the end of time, Christ taking over, his life is included in that. And it tells you all those that break my commandments between the time you're writing this and the second coming. If you break my commandments, if you do this, you're in that writing. And when the books was open, it's going to say you did that right there. Look, the Most High was going to kill Moses before he struck the rock. He didn't circumcise Gershom on the 8th day like he was supposed to, and left him with his father-in-law. And the Most High said, go tell Pharaoh to let my people go. How you going to go to him and you a lawbreaker?
Right.
And tell him to do right. So the Most High sent an angel, go kill Moses now. And then Zipporah had to circumcise her son in the roadway. In the roadway. And then it told Aaron didn't get killed or put to death for making a golden calf. It's because they threatening him. They was threatening him. Negro, get working like a blacksmith on Gunsmoke. Get that golden calf together. They threatened him, Elisha.
Like a blacksmith
on Gunsmoke, you know what all that like. I stole that from Jacob, but you know, dirt all up under her and that apron on look like you ain't changed it in 20 years. They threatened Moses, they threatened Aaron, and he told Moses, he said, they threatened me, man. You know this people. But when you get into Numbers 20 and 25, it tells you, Aaron, you are going up to that mountain and you're going to take your last breath because you and Moses sanctified yourself in front of the children of Israel. Y'all said we.
Right.
Since when y'all make water come out of rock? Go ahead, brother.
Going back to the law. On there's such thing as moral law.
Moral law? That's conscious law.
Conscious law.
Yeah.
How you think, how you feel.
Yeah.
You know, and all those other things. Those things are not written.
They are.
They are written.
That's what statutes and judgments are. These are the law being worked throughout the scripture. It's like this. When you see lawyers in court, when they explaining their case to the judge, this new case ain't the only one been there. They say, Judge, he broke these laws as in the Jones and Draper case, where this guy did the same exact thing he did. And the judgment was 15 years in the penitentiary and 10 years paper, as in the case of such and such and such and such. Well, the script do the same thing. It say, Yahweh, render your anger on them as you did in the days of Josiah. When you rendered your fury for this behavior, do it to them, because it's righteous judgment. So it's always going to be, the law is never going anywhere. When you think of it up here, your hand don't do it first. You don't have to keep getting this. If you keep getting that, that's a problem. That's why the nuns in Catholic schools are so revered by what? Not by their teachers, but by that ruler. That ruler. Ask the Blues Brothers what them nuns will do for you.
Well, if you constantly getting smacked across the hand, you have turned yourself over to a reprobate mind.
Yeah.
Conscious. That means no matter how much you are punished, you're going to continue to do the same evil.
Right.
Or break that same commandment.
And what we start to call that crazy. What's insane? What is insane? Keep doing the same thing over and over with the same results of punishment. That's insane. That's what you become when you say the law is done away with. You become insane because you make up your own laws at that point. What you got, Thomas?
Keep doing what you're doing, you're gonna keep getting what you get.
Boy, that's plain and simple English, ain't it? Go ahead.
Yeah, doesn't it make us kind of, as a nation, insane? Like going through this cycle?
Well, truth, look, it's just like right now. You know what happens if you see a police out there and you just say, I'm gonna run him over, I don't like him. You know the results of that if they catch you.
Right.
Look, once they catch you hide behind a furnace in Big Mama house, you know what it is. When they pull you from up under there with spider webs and an old sock and maybe some drawers that's been left behind and pull you from out of there, you going to the penitentiary and you already knew it.
Yep.
You know when I make that decision what it is. Well, the law is ingrained in us because we that people. This is like, the book is like the manual in your glove box. You can't have no Ford manual in a Mercedes glove box. It's a different manual. This manual is called the Book of Life. Bible, basic instructions before leaving earth. If you don't know these basic instructions and leave earth, next step is judgment day according to Hebrews 9:27. For it's appointed for a man to die once and then what?
The judge.
If you say the law is gone away with, then there can't be a judgment. Where there's no law, there's no sin. If there's no law, then there's no sin in the world today. Then why you going to church and saying you saved? Ain't no sin if there's no law. If he nailed it to the cross, what are you trying to be right for? You're already right. That's like somebody selling you a ticket, you in the World Series, sitting in your seat, and then they ask you, do you want to buy a ticket? You're like, well, I got one, but bro, this ain't the same ticket though. See, this ticket, make sure you sit in that seat the whole game. Well, this one do it too, though. I wouldn't trust that ticket. Yeah, right. Let's move on, y'all. We got to get caught up. Boy, I done slapped my hand so much that slapped it tender on my own self. Go ahead, bro.
Verse
19.
Verse 19. Then answered I before thee and said, Behold, Master, I will go, as thou hast commanded me, and reprove the people which are present. But they that shall be born afterward, who shall admonish them?
So he's saying, who gonna teach them after I'm gone? See, a lot of times men think they the only one. Mm-hmm. Just like Elisha thought he was the only one. The Most High said, I got 7,000 men ain't never bowed the knee to bed. And when he's talking about the 10 virgins, when you get into Revelation 7 and Revelation 14, it say those are virgins.
Yeah.
From the 12 tribes of Israel. They're all male virgins.
That's right.
That no guile is found in their mouth.
That's right.
Ain't never pulled no trickery with the scripture. Ain't never told a half truth and a whole lie.
That's right.
Let's read some more.
Verse 20. Behold, Master, I will go, as thou hast commanded me, and reprove the people which are present. But they that shall be born afterward, who shall admonish them? Thus the world is set in darkness, and they that dwell therein are without light.
Without light. So if you're without light, what's gone?
Christ.
We're going to see what's next. Yes, sir. If it's gone, we're going to get something supernaturally here in this next verse.
For thy law is burnt.
What is that law?
Burnt. Therefore no man knoweth the things that are done of thee, or the works that shall begin.
See, and what Ezra is writing here, he's writing about the Babylonian captivity.
Yeah.
When an Israelite burned the scrolls. So he's asking, your law is burnt, so how the people gonna know what to read if the law is burnt up? And they'll start on this verse, y'all, to confuse people. They don't read back and understand, but this verse 22 gonna clear up a whole lot of stuff. Go ahead, like.
All you gotta do is read.
Keep reading.
Keep reading. Verse 22. But if I have found grace.
If he have found what license?
Grace.
See how grace keep popping up, y'all, in the Old Testament? Noah found grace. This ain't a New Testament issue, Romans 6 chapter.
No.
But Romans 6 asks you to think, because grace is abound, should we sin? God forbid.
Right.
You can't sin because grace been shed on you. It's been given to you and you haven't earned it.
That's right.
And then how you just gonna sin and ain't earn? That's like a child you give everything to and he'll never respect it. Buy him a bike every year and he just tired up. Popping willies on a 10-speed. Go ahead, brother.
Shit, I'm dealing with that now. Man, what am I at?
22.
22. But if I have found grace before thee, send the Holy Ghost into me.
What did he ask for?
Send the Holy Ghost into me.
Y'all see how long ago he's asking for this? The Holy Spirit been around. It was what created, was in on the creation of planet Earth. He,
That's right.
the Most High tell it what to do, and it go do it. But the Holy Spirit follow laws and instruction. Because the Holy Spirits are gifts. They have instruction, just like 1 Corinthians 14 got instruction on tongue, just like this book of wisdom got instructions on the gift of wisdom, and the gift of this, the gift of interpretation. They have laws that these spirits follow laws.
And you'll see in the book of Jubilees, the evil spirits and demonic spirits had laws that they had.
Well, look here. There's laws of the universe. There's laws of nature. Look, when you go to court, what book do they ask you to put your hand on, the Quran or this one?
Right.
Huh? So, and then they say swear. The script say don't swear at all, say I affirm. And they'll accept that. If you swear, that means every word coming out of my mouth, I'm ready to take penitentiary time. And they're going to bring up something you think that they didn't know. Is Big Mama the biggest dope dealer on earth? What you gonna do? You done swore? Only thing you can say, I'm sorry, Big Mama, but you done lived your life.
You gotta go.
What you got, bro?
Pharaoh talked about the law. Since he was petitioning, it said, according to the Bible, he told Moses, go tell him, let my people go. But when Moses went, he came back to God. He said that he don't want to do that. God said, if you don't, these things I will harden his heart. Was he against the law? Did he fail the law? Or was it a prediction by God that this had to go down this way?
Right.
The story might be told.
Well, see, then that means that he's giving him a free case. If you harden a man's heart where he can't do the law, then Pharaoh should be in the kingdom of God. Because he obeyed it. But hardening of the heart don't mean that when you let the Bible interpret itself. Hardening of the heart is what happens with Donald Trump. When he had to admit that Obama was born in the U.S. And then seconds later, he changed his mind again. Or like he'll lie right back and he'll say, yeah, I said that. And then his advisors advise him, Trump, this is what you do. But he'll listen to other advisors and they say, no, change your mind. That's a hardening of the heart. That's stiff neck. That means I had to obey because of pressure. And the pressure what hardened Pharaoh's heart was that Moses and Aaron, he said, give me just real quick, Exodus 7:1, so we get some understanding. This what hardened Pharaoh's heart. Give me 7:1 real quick, like Exodus. This was called hardening of the heart. Like when the Most High say, if you don't hate your mother and your father, if you don't hate them, you can't be my disciple. See, we think of hate like player hate. That means to love less. It didn't say he hated Esau like I had him born in Rebekah's womb, and then I hate when he was coming out. It said before the children done any good or evil, that the election might stand. So Esau wasn't born to do evil. He just became evil. Isaac taught him the same law. He just started doing wickedness. Go ahead, read that real quick, Lysa.
Out of free will, he did it. Exodus chapter 7, verse 1.
What it say?
The Most High said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh.
What has he made them?
A god to Pharaoh.
Pharaoh is God on earth. That's what Pharaoh means. They used to have kings, but then when you get into the book of Jasher, you see the first Pharaoh on earth. Pharaoh means I'm standing in the place of God till he comes back on earth. Ra, they call God. So he's saying, I'm God on earth to that. And then they saying Moses is God, Moses and Aaron. You see the tricks they doing, and then Pharaoh summons his magicians.
Right.
Come here and do some tricks too.
I could do just what you do.
And when they swallowed up his, he like, oh, this is God. But his advisors tell him, hell no. Joe Biden, you won the election. It ain't Joe Biden, you won. And he come out and tell the lie. He acknowledged, okay, I'm going to go and say he won. But what he saying now? His heart is still hard.
They stole the election.
Yeah.
He said they stole it, and they told him, you ain't got no proof. Rudy Giuliani with black shoe polish running down his face. Now he on the hook, and somebody else been sued by the voting machine people. So y'all, hardening of the heart. Read the rest of that 7:1.
I like the incense.
What you got, Emo?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Read the rest of that 7:1.
Verse 2. No, I'm
Read verse 1 again, yeah.
And the Most High said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart and multiply my signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt and bring forth mine armies, and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgment.
See, so what the Most High is saying is, I harden his heart because he ain't gonna listen to y'all. He think he's God already. He's running planet Earth.
Right.
He's running planet Earth. Everybody coming to Egypt to eat. And now his advisors tell him, you're going to let them Hebrews come in here and tell you what to do in your own house. And think about this, y'all.
Slaves.
They brought frogs in, and what Pharaoh magicians do? We can do it, and they brought frogs in too. So you doubling up the sin. That's a hardened heart.
Yeah.
It's just like hate don't mean hate. It means to love less. The Lord looked on Leah and saw that she was hated. Is it anywhere written that Jacob ever said, I hate you, Leah? Because we know he didn't hate her after midnight, did he? With 4 to 6 sons. Wasn't no hating going on then, was it, Elisha?
None.
So it means to love less. He loved Rachel.
There's a lot of love.
Then he loved Leah. He loved less. That's all it means to love less. And to harden one's heart means that I'm going to make you God, and that's going to harden his heart. I already see it because he's got a reprobate mind. Last one real quick. Give me Psalm 83, verse 16. This is why he put storms on you. He said, I'm going to have my plagues go on him, and he's going to know you God, because ain't no magician can control storms. No magicians can control what I'm finna do. He's going to know you God, but his heart going to be hard. And he's going to trust in them magicians. Go ahead, Elijah.
Remember when he let the children of Israel go and then sent his army back after.
Right.
Then sent his army right back after them, and they drowned in the Red Sea. But he never drowned. He was on the shore watching. Pharaoh never drowned. You'll never read Pharaoh drown. But he had to look at it. Watch my whole army go in the Red Sea. Now, and that made him bow down. Just like, hit that Psalm 83 and 16. Y'all know the whole thing, 83, but 16 is what the verse, this is why he sends storms on him. What it say?
Verse, I'm going to start at 13.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Psalm 83 here.
Psalm 83, verse 13. Oh my Elohim, make them like a wheel, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burneth the wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with the tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord.
See, and that's why he does it, so that they may seek his name. Send a storm to them. Send a tornado to them. What's the only time you hear superpowers say, oh God, a F-15 coming? F5 is boy, if we get F-15, boy, look here. Yeah. That'd be some trouble, won't it? But an F5 coming, they call it the finger of God. Everything else 4 down we can measure. But when it's F5, it's the finger of God. I'm talking about 6 miles wide and moving 600 miles an hour. What nuclear bomb you gonna shoot at that? What are you gonna do but get like this, like they used to teach us in school, but to bow down and call on God? Because soon as the roof fly off, you know it's trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead, where we at, bro?
Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yeah, let them be put to shame and perish. That men may know.
That who may know?
Men may know that thou, whose name alone is Jehovah, art the most high over all the earth.
Over all the earth. That's why he sent plagues in that last one. Pharaoh was still battling and hard, and he said, put the last one on him. Firstborn death on everyone. And look, and when you get into the book of Jasher, it gets into day-to-day detail. Do you know the ones who, the Egyptians who were alive and their firstborn child had already died? Dogs dug up the bones, dug up their graves, and drug the bones back to their front door.
All their bones back.
All their bones back.
So he was destroyed because of the acts of God.
Who?
Pharaoh.
Because he wouldn't bow down, he wouldn't let the children go. It's disobedience.
But in other words, as they say, you can't sue. In other words, someone from the tree falling on your car or house because it was an act of God. And so.
Well, you can't sue?
Well, I'm just.
Oh, well, like if just something happened, a tornado come, you can't sue the city.
So Pharaoh, he didn't sin or he went against the law. He just was basically consumed and destroyed by the acts of God.
He did sin. He disobeyed. Every kingdom is set up by the Most High.
Because he don't send it but by disobedience. That's the only reason he sent stone. Go ahead, Elijah.
Right. Because of this, that's all I was getting ready to get into. Is that through his disobedience, all these things befell him.
Right.
And because of his pride, because he assumed that he was God on earth.
Right.
Well, the Most High is the God of all the earth because he's the creator of it all. Everything seen and unseen. However, Pharaoh had pride in his heart that by his wisdom, by his riches and everything, he had begotten everything. Most High said he sets up kingdoms.
Right.
And he turns them down.
That's right.
Kingdoms are transferred from one hand to another through disobedience of the law, statutes, and good judgments in which the Most High place upon them.
But see, so Moses told God, Pharaoh didn't know if Moses was really hearing from God or not.
Well, he said, who is this God? Look, I ain't never heard of him. All I heard is the Egyptologist God. But Moses had been around him since he was a child.
Moses went to God and said, who should I tell this? Send me, what should I tell him?
Right.
He's not going to believe me.
Right.
But that was the people he was talking about.
Well, he was talking about the children of Israel first.
Then he also said that Pharaoh, but he said, every time he went to Pharaoh, he said, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
That's what he told him. He said, I don't know that God. He ain't written in the records of the books of the dead. I don't know him. Who is it? And they say, well, you about to find out who he is because he's finna send a storm to you.
Right.
When hurricanes come, there's nothing on earth any man or any being calling themselves God on earth can do with a hurricane, can do with a tornado. When it's coming your way and it's coming, they tell you to bunker down. Right. Go down in the basement, do that. A storm is coming. And look, it comes for disobedience. Like Katrina wiped New Orleans out with all that Santeria. Haiti just got hit. They heavy into Santeria. So the Most High will wash it clean. Just like he did Sodom and Gomorrah. But check this out. I'm going to get to you, Aliyah. He said, if you go tell somebody about my word and they don't want to hear it, he said, shake the dust from your feet. He said, it's going to be more tolerable for those of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that house. So Sodom and Gomorrah just got their judgment for the punishment, but they have not been judged. They have to be told, this is why that brimstone hit you on your rear end, because you were beating on Lot's door, asking to rape a male angel. And that's going to be judgment day. So now you have to go to the lake of fire because you refused. Lot offered his daughters. You said, no, I want mangina. Now send them out here. Or we gonna get you. What you got? Y'all got a little little bit. I gotta hurry up and get caught up. Go ahead, y'all. We can't sidetrack no more. We got about a good hour. Go ahead, bro.
Romans chapter 13, verse 1 through 4.
What it say?
Let every soul,
Not some souls.
every soul, be subject unto the higher power. For there is no power but of God.
That's the only power on earth.
The powers that be are ordained of God.
Look. Go ahead.
Verse 2. Whosoever therefore resisted the power, resisted the ordinance of God. And they that resist shall receive to themselves damnation.
See, Pharaoh resisted. Let him go. I'm going to send you another plague. I ain't letting them go. Let them go. Go ahead. What you got, Thomas?
Verse 3. For the rulers, Pharaoh, are not a terror to good works, but to the evil wilt thou then not be afraid of the power. Do that which is good, and thou shalt receive praise of the same. For he is the minister of God, for thee, to thee, for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid.
Be afraid.
For he beareth not the sword in vain.
Right.
For he is the minister of God, a revenger to execute wrath upon him that doeth evil.
See, look, everybody get locked up. Either you getting a free case or you into something late at night. Deals are made at night. Whispering in alleyways. Ride through side streets, stickers bad. But you know when you got in the car, that's why you taking the back streets.
Right. Yeah.
Because conscience already done told you doing bad.
You doing bad.
You ride dirty.
Right, you riding dirty.
Yeah.
But you got some people so bold and hard, get hard in there, get on the main street with them bad places, and when the police pull them over, and 4 knuckleheads in the car with him. He just pulling us over because he saw some brothers in the car. No, he ain't. All that smoke coming out of the windows. Music loud. I'm talking about not only smoke coming out of the car, but from the tailpipe like the bug truck back in the day. And you talking about it's just cause they saw black people in the car. And you on Olive Street Road like this. Cross 270. Y'all, let's get caught up, y'all. We gotta get caught up. But bro, that's what it is, hardening of the heart. The Most High said, I'm gonna keep putting it on him till he relinquish. Till he relinquished, and the firstborn dead made him relinquish. And then, like I say, his heart hardened again because he chased the children of Israel through the Red Sea. He still didn't want to give up. So the Most High said, I guess I'm about to kill all your army so you ain't got nothing left to fight with. See,
You're going to see it right before your eyes.
yeah. A hardening of heart. Our heart gets hard. You have men that blame God. If they get locked up about doing some foolishness, they blame God that they are not being persecuted for the word. You ain't persecuted for the word. You're destroying government property.
Carving in their benches.
Carving in stuff. You're threatening people and talking about, I'm being persecuted for God. No, you ain't. You're being persecuted for bad behavior. Let's get caught up, y'all. We got to get caught up. Where we in that 2 Ezra 14? Verse 22 again, Elisha.
Yeah, 2 Ezra 14, 22.
All right. 22?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, 14, 22.
Yeah, about grace.
But if I have found grace before thee, send the Holy Ghost into me, and I shall write all that had been done in the world since the beginning, which were written in thy law.
Where was it written at?
Thy law.
In the beginning, it was written in the law. So this is in heaven before earth was ever formed. It's written in the law. Go ahead, bro.
That men may find thy path, and that they which live in the latter days may live.
May live in the latter days, and we're in the last day?
Yes.
Go ahead.
And he answered me, saying, Go thy way, gather the people together, and say unto them that they seek thee not for 40 days.
So y'all can read all the rest of it, but for time's sake, we're going to jump down to verse 39. For time's sake, y'all read all in between. But we got to move because we got to go through chapter 15, and then I'm going to get into the book of Jeremiah, and you'll see what the burning of the scrolls was, and that was an Israelite. So men would actually burn the scrolls, think they get back at God. Can you actually think like you would get mad at your parents? Get up there and get to your room before I give you something to cry about. And you mama, stinky lady. What you say? Nothing. All right, let me hear you say something else. See, and it's the same way with men. When they don't want to do right, they blame the Most High. He's not going to come get you. If you hadn't been breaking these heathens' law, and I'm talking about breaking them, I'm not talking about they got you just messing with you. I'm talking about breaking these heathens' law willfully, and they lock you up. You can't tempt the Most High like that. I'm going to see if he's going to send his angel to come get me like Paul and Silas. No, he ain't. If you pimping, you're going to jail.
Paul and Silas were arrested for doing
right. How you want to put it in my pocket program pimping? And you think, see, you just don't want my heifers out on the street. See, this government. No, you a pimp. Pimps can't traffic women.
Extortion.
It's extortion.
That's it.
You have them leave the house with a mattress on their back and they come home with no paper. None. That's extortion, ain't it? That's a pimp, P-I-M-P. Put it in my pocket. Not in yours. Where we at? Go ahead, bro. Let's finish this. Verse 39, yeah.
Then opened I my mouth, and behold, he reached me a full cup, which was full as it were with water. But the color of it was like fire. And I took it and drank. And when I had drunk of it, my heart uttered understanding. And wisdom grew in my breast. For my spirit strengthened my memory. And my mouth was open and shut no more. And
y'all want y'all to think about the book of Eli at this point, that when his heart was strengthened, when he was right, and he was just reciting it from the Holy Spirit. From the beginning, all the way to the end. Go ahead, Elisha.
41. And my mouth was open and shut no more. The highest gave understanding unto the 5 men. And they wrote the wonderful visions of the night that were told, which they knew not. And they sat 40 days, and they wrote in the day, and at night they ate bread.
See, so Enoch wasn't, Ezra wasn't doing the writing. It was 5 men that where we say, y'all keep reading, you'll see he had to choose 5 men, scribes.
Scribes that were very knowledgeable.
Any power head is going to have scribes. Yes. When scribes are around, when you're talking about who writing, we're talking about the kingdom of Israel. Moses got scribes. They're writing. They're following him around like they follow Joe Biden around. Like the paparazzi follow you around.
Right. With a no peace.
This is a kingdom.
Hey.
You got people walking around. They have to write this stuff down so it'll be a witness to the rest of the world. They're following them around. You get enough money, you get you a maid, you're going to have a sign a non-disclosure agreement. Now, what you see me and this woman do with this Zorro mask and this peanut butter, you can't tell nobody about that. Or I'm going to sue you. And they like, okay, we Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro. Where we at? Non-disclosures, right. But scribes always are there. They're always, Moses had a scribe. Angels are writing. Look, he told Ezra, you only gonna write this much. Just like he told Daniel, seal up the book. You don't write no more. John the Revelator gonna pick up the rest of the writing. I'm gonna give you just to the end of your life, and then John the Revelator gonna pick up Christ coming. That's in the book of Daniel. It say, this the end for you, Daniel. You get to write no more. So y'all, it's clear understanding the law ain't never going nowhere. The Most High hand ain't short. That you think somebody could just throw his word in the fire and say, nah, your word ain't gonna go back forth through the earth.
But there's a modern world. new stuff.
Boy, look here. You're just going back to the way of the devil. Look, if you don't have Christ's laws, the only other thing you got is the tree of good and evil. And that's where they studying from. They just try to make it work with the scripture. But Satan ain't never done that. See, these Negroes are playing lower than the devil.
That's deep.
That's low, man. I'm talking about lower than a footprint. Where we at?
43. As for me, I spake in the day, and I held not my tongue by night. In 40 days, they wrote 204 books.
How many books they write?
204 books.
In 40 days. Go ahead.
And it came to pass, when the 40 days were fulfilled, that the highest spake, saying, the first that thou hast written published openly, that the worthy and unworthy may read it. But keep the 70 last, that thou mayest deliver them only to such as be wise among the people.
Right.
For in them is the spring of understanding, the fountain of wisdom, and the stream of knowledge. And I did so.
And see, the only problem with men now trying to say, well, see, we got that wisdom now, we the only one. The only problem is you promote everything Satan promotes. When you say don't read the law, you're promoting Satan. Now, that ain't wisdom. That's foolishness, ain't it? The fool has said in his heart, there's no God. They even get a date, April 1st.
Yep.
Where we at?
We're in the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy.
The words of what?
The words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Most High, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Now y'all see how we just keep reading Elijah and we see the scrolls one burnt, how they have you read one verse in that chapter 4. See right there, say the law was burnt up. But we keep reading. Keep reading, Ariel.
Verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee.
See, the incredulity. That's gaslighters. If y'all look up the term gaslighter, that's those who tell half-truths and whole lies consistently. It fly out of their mouth. It stays on their mouth. It's just all day their mouth tastes like a built White Castle. All day. Every time you talk to somebody, you got to be like this. Go ahead, where we at?
Verse 4. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness.
See, all the unfaithful, y'all, and this is Old Testament. What you got to have faith in. Faith means, faith is a belief.
Right.
Whether I see it or not, I believe that that's the truth. You don't see the wind and you believe it, you tell it, man, that's a cool breeze, ain't it? But you ask which way it come from. I don't know, you know. The only wind you know is when you break wind, you know where that came from. You be like, yeah, dog, that was me. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 5. Behold, saith the Most High, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. For wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Most High, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves.
See, wickedly exercise themselves. That's when you start practicing sin. Now you're moving into what's called, well, wickedness is practicing. And then it's called iniquity. It's when you start singing songs louder than the radio. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. Favorite song, bust a nigga head in the club to the white meat. Bust, what you gonna do as soon as you get to the club but look for an empty bottle? That's my jam, there it is, there it is, and you looking for an unsuspected scout.
Suspecting scout.
Boy, now you bust this man head down to his Golgotha. In the Hebrew, that's called the skull.
The skull.
Where we at?
Continuation of verse 8.
Yeah.
Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore, saith the Most High, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plague.
What are you gonna smite them with?
Plague, as before.
As before. See how we talking about, he gives you an example. So if you want to know how he smited them before, you got to go back to the book of Exodus. He said, I'm going to get them again. I'm going to get them again like I got them before. Go ahead.
And will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that Yah shall bring upon it. That they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be a sedition among them, and invading one another.
Like at the Capitol. And they still locking them up.
Yep.
They still going through Facebook pictures. Y'all, they up to over 500 now locking them up. If you was there and you went into that Capitol and we match your Facebook picture with this picture right here, we're going to lock you up. We coming for you. Go ahead, what else to say?
They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor.
Y'all, and y'all see how children are being killed. Have y'all ever seen children being killed like this?
Crazy, man.
I'm talking about see children on the porch and shoot anyway. When we was coming up, boy, in the projects, we had them gangsters, Fat Wood, Killer Earl, what's them boys' name? Them Petty Boys.
I'd say the Petty Boys.
I'm talking about straight killers, but they saw the one boy in the snack shop on Riverview, right there across from Northwest, but he was with his mom. They drove off. They would wait 20 years. They'll wait till you get out of jail before they would assassinate anybody that's with you. But it's so lawfulness right now that they'll kill a child. They'll kill you with your child and kill that child too. That's innocent blood. Go ahead, bro.
Listening to the last verse that he was just talking about. Now here it is. It's so prophetic. It talked about not being able to go into a city.
Right. Yes, sir.
When your life is in danger. Every day you look at CNN, you see the Afghanistan.
Yeah.
They can't go into a city.
Better not go that way.
To the airport. And so all this it's so true. It's already written.
It's already written, bro. See, we reading it. That's why you can't let nobody tell you the law's been away with, because what he's saying he gonna do to them. He's saying, I'm a judge. So if he's judging you, they got to be breaking laws, so the law can't be gone nowhere. Go ahead, bro.
I would say that's what they're trying to do now. They have shots. They want you to have shots.
That's right.
Before you can enter in.
At the point you can't go to certain things. You can't show that you took over.
But look, if the bottom line, you like, well, look, my money spent anywhere else. Hell, I ain't got to come in there.
No.
What's in there but you taking my money and me giving a tip? What else you gonna do inside of that?
Right.
What that you gonna do in there that you ain't got home? You can't sleep in there, can you? Does my ticket give housing? What you got back there, Rich?
Everything that just got read in this is going down right now. Right?
Yes, sir.
Everything. I'm just reading this along with everybody, man. All of this is happening right now. It's not just in Afghanistan. It's everywhere.
I mean, you listen to people that talk today in St. Louis and say, man, I'll never come in the city.
Right.
I ain't coming in the city for nothing.
This is Saint Afghanistan.
Boy, Saint Afghanistan, ain't it, boy?
Saint Afghanistan.
And y'all, God forbid you in one of them quickie marts when they roll up in there, because they'll pull out choppers and shoot everything. It's like, it's like they meet at the gas station to pull it. But, it's late at night, it may be early in the day. They're riding by, sitting out of a window. Jake said he was going around the circle. They're sitting on the windowsill, shooting at another car, missing everything. You can't shoot with no pistol sideways like this. Recoil is like this. If you shooting sideways, a recoil is like this. That's why everybody on that porch get killed. And everybody on the porch you shooting at ain't got nothing but the mailbox been hit once. Boy, how you gonna match up a sight sideways? You think I'ma be pretty? Dog, go live on this one. You got me live, dog. Pow, pow, pow. Elisha, read down to verse 26, y'all. Elisha, and then y'all read the rest of all of that. And I need to get into Jeremiah real quick so we can see what's happening when he burned the scroll while we got this last half hour. Elisha, just Ariel, I'm sorry, Ariel. Y'all look alike. Okay. Look, that's what them people say, ain't it? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 19.
Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. Behold, saith Yah, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me.
To do what?
To reverence me. Which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Libanus, to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Most High Yah. My right hand shall not spare the sinner.
Who's the right hand of the Most High?
The Mashiach.
The Mashiach. Go ahead.
And my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. The fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath consumed the foundations of the earth. And the sinner.
And the who?
And the sinner.
So what is a sinner? A lawbreaker.
Right.
Go ahead.
Like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin, and keep not my commandments, saith the Most High. I will not spare them. Go your way, ye children, from the power. Defile not my sanctuary.
Y'all read the rest of that, y'all. I just wanted to get in there because chapter 16 really get into the last day. But I just wanted to get that because some are teaching. They go to that one verse and say the scroll is there and the scribes are writing. Get out of here. The law ain't never changed. Stealing is still stealing, ain't it?
I got to read this.
Graven image. You got to read that. Well, go ahead, bro, if you feeling it.
26 and 27.
Go ahead, bro.
Verse 26. For the Most High knoweth all them that sin against him.
Wow.
And therefore delivereth he them unto death and destruction. Verse 27. For now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, and ye shall remain in them. For Yah shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him.
Yo, that's plain simple. This last day talk, y'all.
Yes, sir.
So that tells you the law ain't going nowhere. It's still being fulfilled. It has to go to the end of time.
Yep.
It don't matter because we're out of technically physical slavery.
Right.
But we still captives on earth. We still doing 400 years. We 14% of a nation and 80% of the jail population in Israel still in captivity.
Yeah.
Either that or you on papers. One or the other, you reporting. What you got, Theo?
If you really think about it, let 40 million of us try to get up and leave out here. What do you think will happen?
Boy, look here.
Same thing that's going on in
Well, the bottom line is first you got to Every city got to overpower their justice center. And look, they overpowered it, but they just overpowered it and ran back in their cells. They using tick ass out there, they playing dirty. Did you see? But then none of them come out the front door. None of them hit. What's them streets out there? Whatever town. Then none of them hit Market Street. You didn't see no orange jumpsuits running at top speed heading toward Bush Stadium, did you?
No, they stood in the window.
Stood in the window.
Yeah.
Waving at their loved one.
What you got over there?
And this is to everybody, even in the worldwide assembly and those that's listening and viewing. Have anybody else noticed every class, every scripture that has been spoken? We are living.
Yes, sir. Because it's last days. You can't talk last days and then eliminate this stuff. If you say it's last day, then this what comes with it. Get your heart prepared for the Lord. Get some oil in your lamp. Because it's coming. The plagues are coming. Look, they starting to name COVID by alphabets now.
Yeah.
You know,
Look, and you got to get booster shots. They say more plagues coming. It's more of them coming. That them shots is just gonna be like a lollipop.
Yeah, they say
You need stronger stuff. What you got,
there's
Imam?
one of the variant out now that none of the vaccinations can mess with right now.
Yeah.
It's the Most High.
What you got, Imam?
And it's a
The
plague.
bodies ain't dropping like they want because of His grace.
Each variant has 16 connected to it. So you have to think it, but that's where they were doing. Each variant has 16 connected to it, and that 16 has 16 connected to that.
Right. Side effects.
Side, and they have each one. And so there was one that I think I sent you.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And they were saying that this is just that death. They're populating. And we have more than those different receptors in our sciences because we're higher receptors. Because it's just an uncommon number. So when it comes to trying to, and that's what they're trying to figure out, how do they get rid of those receptors to kill them all in order to get rid of us?
Well, and the only thing you can do, no weapon formed against us.
There you go.
Look, I don't care what they create or how it's coming. It's Mark 16. As he say, if a serpent bites you, it can't kill you if you have the Holy Spirit, if you're doing right. If somebody put them there to bite you, but you can't tempt God like them Pentecostal churches that be dancing with snakes. And them snakes done bit him, and the ambulance get there, and they haul off the preacher dead. It's like Paul when he was shipwrecked in Acts 28, and that viper latched onto his hand, and he just shook it off and kept getting wood. They like, he gonna be dead in 30 seconds. Do you know what that was? That's King Cobra. That's King Super Cobra. He gonna be dead in 30 seconds. But he kept getting wood. They say, this man is a god. What you got, bro?
so it's the Lord that God. In other words, it's the Lord thy God. In other words, does he have to obey the law?
No, they're his law. He is the law.
Okay.
Well, he keeps his own law, if that's what you're saying. He won't violate his own law.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm a God that changes not. Not only that, he said he would keep his word.
Right.
He would never forsake it.
Never, ever.
Okay, so he's basically, he has a law himself. He came as man.
Who?
Yeshua.
You're talking about the Son of God. You're not talking about the Almighty. See, there's a difference. See, we're talking about the Almighty, the Father, the Ancient of Days. So how far was day one when he said, let us make, no, I'm saying, and the evening and the morning was the first day. How long ago was that? I'm just asking you, just if you just know. I'm just asking you, how many years do you think that's been? Well, I'll tell you, 6,000 to 12,000 years. It says he's ancient to that. And when you say somebody ancient, you're talking about that birth certificate wrote on the rock. So I'm talking about ancient. He's ancient to that first day. Ancient to that. He's way older than that. He's older than the universe because he created the universe. He said, no man ain't ever seen me. Ain't nobody ever seen him but the Father. But the Son. He said, and the Son say, when you see me, you see the Father. Not that I come to earth, and when he come to earth, he gonna look like me, but from the fact that I am doing exactly what his will says for me to do. I'm not gonna be a sinner. I'm going to keep every one of his commandments, and I'm going to live like y'all to show y'all can do these same things. I'm going to let y'all raise the dead. I'm going to let y'all cast out demons. I'm going to let y'all do everything that I do so y'all know my word is true. Didn't Peter walk on water till he started doubting? Yeah. When that water got up around the ankles, doubt was setting in.
They laid hands on the sick and they were healed.
And they were healed.
They did everything that Christ did.
And he said you're going to do greater mysteries than this.
Greater than this.
What you got, Theo?
And I was thinking about that when he went to...
Give me Jeremiah 32, y'all. Go ahead.
And he almost drowned.
33,
And I said, that is how you know that he's...
32, 13.
He worked like a fisherman, but he didn't know how to swim.
Say again, Theo.
He worked as a fisherman, but he didn't know how to swim.
Pool Peter, right. Well, black people don't know how to swim. Look, I don't care what pool party you see, how you in gaiters and slacks at a pool party. You didn't come to get in the tub, into the pool. You just there for show.
And you notice none of the disciples jumped in heaven either.
No, they didn't, boy. Look here. No, they didn't. They didn't. You by yourself.
That was like making the sign away.
They was like, no, my brother.
Peter's heart was strong in the flesh.
Right.
But supernaturally and spiritually, the Most High had to let him know that sword, you live by that sword, you're going to die by it.
Yes, sir.
This is way bigger than that, Peter. That's why he just put the ear back on the high priest. He like, Peter, it ain't about this. And he put the ear back on to let you know my power ain't going nowhere. I have to fulfill prophecy. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I can hear now. I can hear it. But he still had to go to the cross. Right. He's just letting Peter them know, Peter, I can stop this at any time if I want to. Hey man, put that ear back on your head. No stitches.
But he had to let Peter know it wasn't about flesh.
It wasn't about flesh.
Peter was so into the flesh, that's why Satan wanted to sift him like wheat, because he was fleshly. He was into believing in the flesh, trusting in the flesh, his power. I could scrap, boy. I can cut with the best.
Boy, look here.
But that's why he told him, he said, Peter, you don't have a clue. This is a spiritual thing.
It's spiritual war.
You're going to deny me thrice.
Right.
Before the cock crows.
Uh-oh. And
he
did.
Deny me. I'm going to show you how much it's not fleshly. I'm going to show you. In your flesh, you're going to deny me.
Uh-oh. And he did. When the lady said, I can hear it in your voice. You sound like a Galilean. It wasn't that Galilean was a language. It was the city, Galilee. The city Galilee. Like I said, y'all sound like y'all from St. Louis. Y'all saying right here and, give me a cold bear. A cold bear? What the hell is going on? Oh, you said bear. And Peter started cussing. I'm telling you, I don't know him. I don't know. Because that sword, look, Samson killed thousands with the jawbone of an ass, but all it took was Delilah putting his head in her lap and rubbing it and telling him, what's your secret? And we know the rest, don't we? Eyes put to sport, the strongest man in Israel on the planet. Reduced to lap rubbing. Jeremiah 32, y'all, we got to speed through this. Jeremiah 32:13, and what we're getting into is, once again, this going to lead up to the scrolls being burned that was never burned, and who's writing, and we're going to see constantly that there were writers in the Bible. Jeremiah had a scribe. And when you look at Joshua 1:1, and Numbers 27, you see Joshua was the scribe for Moses. Everything Moses was telling him, Joshua was writing it down. And then Joshua got a scribe. It say, take men and do this right. Numbers 27 tell you the same thing. So Moses ain't writing his end. Joshua was right. He said, only you be courageous and strong, but you got to take over for Mo. Mo tripped. Mo had to die. Don't you do what he did. I don't care. I don't have respect to persons. Let's read some more. Jeremiah 32:13. And we just going to see the scribe. Huh? Oh, you got something more?
Oh, she was getting ready.
Oh, you finna hear that? I'll call you. All right? Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right, family, we're reading in the book of Jeremiah.
Be careful out there, Emo. And thank you so much for feeding
Thank
us.
you for everything, man.
You all need anything from us?
No, we good, Emo. You done sprayed the place down and filled us up good. Yes, ma'am.
Eyelids heavy.
Look, y'all, we got to be in the spirit because the Negro disease would have done had us by now. Yes, sir. All right, Emo, be careful out there. Let's get it.
The book
Jeremiah 32:13, we just going to see who Jeremiah's scribe was, and then we're going to get into the burning of a scroll by an Israelite, and we're going to see what the Most High say. His word can't go away, y'all. And then I just want to hit a couple things that were they're saying, everything the Ark of the Covenant was took in there. No, it didn't say the Ark of the Covenant was took, but we're going to see what it say. Let's get it, y'all, real quick while we got this half hour.
Jeremiah chapter 32 and verse 13.
What it say?
And I charged Baruch before them, saying, Thus saith the Most High of Hosts, the Elohim of Israel, take these evidences, this evidence of the purchase, both which is sealed, and this evidence which is open, and put them in an earthen vessel, that they may continue many days.
And see, and this is why you find writings in like those clay pots and different things. You see, that's an earthly vessel. Put the writing in there, put a top on it. Go ahead.
Verse 15. For thus saith the Most High of Hosts, the Elohim of Israel, houses and fields and vineyards shall be possessed again in this land. Now when I had delivered the evidence of the purchase unto Baruch, the son of Neriah, I prayed unto the Most High, saying, Master Yah, behold, thou hast made the heaven and the earth by thy great power and stretched out arm, and there is nothing too hard for thee. Thou showest loving kindness unto thousands, and recompensest the iniquity of the fathers into the bosom of their children after them. The great, the mighty Yah, the Elohim of Hosts is his name.
So we can hold there, and I just wanted to show you Baruch was the scribe of Jeremiah, but let's get into Jeremiah 36, because he's going to tell you he had to write about this brother. He went to tell him, the Lord say, you better quit all that evil. And he said, I'll fix the Lord and set the scripts on fire. Let's read some more. Jeremiah 36 and 1.
Jeremiah 36, verse 1. And it came to pass in the 4th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, that this word came unto Jeremiah from the Most High, saying, Take thee a roll of a book, and write therein all the words that I have spoken unto thee against Israel.
Against who?
Israel. And against Judah, and against all the nations, from the day I spake unto thee, from the days of Josiah even unto this day. It may be that the house of Judah will hear all the evil which I propose to do unto them, that they may return every man from his evil way.
What kind of way?
Evil way. That I may forgive their iniquity and their sin. Then Jeremiah called Baruch, the son of Neriah, and Baruch wrote from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the Most High, which he had spoken unto him upon a roll of a book.
Now, I just wanted to take you to Baruch back in 32. This the same Baruch, but he's the scribe of Jeremiah. Prophets ain't writing that down. They got a scribe with him. And when he tell them the Lord said this, he writes it down as a witness. See, 2 witnesses rule always, because it's going to always say he sends you out by 2s. He always said, he said, I only need 2 of y'all. I don't need an army of y'all. And y'all, like we say, we repeat this all the time, and you want to see how tough 2 is, watch gang members on the porch and watch 2 old Jehovah's Witnesses walking down the street, watch them run in the house. Here they come, get in the house, and these killers. Go ahead, bro, where we at?
Oh, that's terrible.
Verse 5.
Verse 5. And Jeremiah commanded Baruch, saying, I am shut up. I cannot go into the house of the Most High, Therefore go thou and read in the roll, which thou hast written from my mouth.
Where he written it from?
His mouth. The words of the Most High in the ears of the people in the Most High's house upon the fasting day. And also thou shalt read them in the ears of all of Judah that come out of their cities. It may be they will present their supplication before the Most High, and will return everyone from his evil way. For great is the anger and the fury of the Most High hath pronounced against this people. And Baruch the son of Neriah did according to all that Jeremiah the prophet commanded him, reading in the book the words of the Most High in the Most High's house. And it came to pass in the 5th year of Jehoiakim, the son of Josiah, king of Judah, in the 9th month, that they proclaimed a fast before the Most High to all the people in Jerusalem, and to all the people that came from the cities of Judah unto Jerusalem. Then read Baruch in the book the words of Jeremiah in the house of the Most High, in the chamber of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, the scribe in the higher court, at the entry of the new gate of the Most High's house, in the ears of all the people.
You see, Gemariah was a scribe too, of Shaphan the scribe. Well, in the son of Shaphan the scribe in the higher court. So you always got people, like you got people around the White House that's writing everything down. That's how you find out about Monica Lewinsky.
That's just like they have a photographer for the president.
For the president, everywhere they go. This is a kingdom.
Yeah.
These are top prophets in the kingdom. You're going to have scribes. It ain't like we just out in the wilderness or men try to make you think there's some kind of fiction. No, we are a kingdom of the greatest nation that ever hit planet Earth, and you think all these governments is following this lead. So it's written the same way as a witness. If Jeremiah would be a false prophet, Baruch would be writing his death. Let's read some more.
Verse 11. When Micaiah, the son of Gemariah, the son of Shaphan, had heard out of the book of all the words of the Most High, then he went down into the king's house, into the scribe's chamber, and lo, all the princes sat there, even Elishama, the scribe, and Deliah, the son of Shemaiah, and Elathan, the son of Akbar, and Gemariah, the son of Shaphan.
Hold right there, y'all. Y'all read all in between, but we need to jump down to verse 27. But y'all get all the gist of that. We want y'all to read it. We ain't saying get past it. It's just that for time's sake, we got to get to the heart of the matter. Jump down to verse 27.
Verse 27. Then the word of the Most High came to Jeremiah after that the king had burned the roll.
What the king had done?
Burned the roll.
I tell you what, bag it up. 20. I'll tell you what to bag it up 22. To. Yeah. 22.
Now the king sat in the winter house in the 9th month.
What the king sit in?
The winter house. And there was a fire on the hearth burning before him.
So is there winter in Jerusalem?
Yes.
Yes, it is, because we read John 10:22 when there was a feast of dedication, it said, and it was winter.
Yes.
Let's get some more.
23. And it came to pass that when Jehudi had read 3 or 4 leaves, he cut it with a penknife.
Did y'all see that? So he reading, and Lord say, I'm killing all of y'all if y'all don't stop sinning. He just started cutting it with a penknife. I don't want to hear this that the Lord got. Hard. Go ahead, what else to say, Lysa?
He cut it with a penknife and cast it into the fire that was on the hearth, until all the roll was consumed in the fire that was on the hearth. Yet they were not afraid.
What were they not?
Not afraid, nor rent their garments. Neither the king nor any of his servants that heard all these words. Nevertheless, Elnathan, Deliah, and Gemariah had made intercession to the king that he would not burn the roll, but he would not hear it.
He wouldn't do what?
Hear.
They like, man, if you burn them scrolls and you the king of Israel, don't you do it. But he like, get out of here. Yep. Go ahead, what else to say?
But the king commanded Jeramiel, the son of Hamalek, and Sariah, the son of Azriel, and Shelemiah, the son of Abdiel, to take Baruch, the scribe, and Jeremiah the prophet, But the Most High hid.
So he sent a hit after them. Get both of them. Get his scribe and get Jeremiah. Bring them back to me. But the Lord hid them. Go ahead, bro.
Then the word of the Most High came.
You talking about the brother?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
So it's how the Lord had began to say, I will write these things upon thy heart. And he also said that, he said, you know, these words was given by inspiration.
Right.
For the proof, correction, that
Right.
become
Instruction in righteousness.
Right.
third and furnace into all the works.
Right.
You know, now, you know, it's just almost perfect when you see that he already knew that it was fake, but he had put it in man's heart and in their mind.
Right.
In other words, to bring them out their mouth.
Yes, sir.
Out of the belly.
Right.
You know.
Look, because look, you may find yourself where they won't give you a scripture. What are you going to do then? When they bring in stuff, they say strip, they take all your personal. And you got to say, can I have a Bible? And they may say no Bibles are given out today. You got to count on how well you've been putting them scriptures in your heart.
Right.
To know to do right. So that's what he's trying to say. Get it in your heart because this going away. See, right now it's everywhere. It's on your grandmama coffee table. It may have a little dust on it. You can plant a row of corn because it ain't been open. Look, you sneak off to the hot sheet joint, the motel, it's in that bottom drawer, and then you close it back. This is what I hear people say, you know. But you don't want to see the word of God in there, do you? Then you there for a different reason, ain't you? Let's read some more, y'all.
He ain't the one to gossip.
Go ahead, yeah. Go ahead, Lunch.
Verse 27.
Uh-huh.
Then the word of the Most High came to Jeremiah that the king had burned the roll, and the words which Baruch wrote at the mouth of Jeremiah, saying, take thee again another roll.
What'd he say?
Take thee again another roll.
Uh-huh.
Write in it all the former words that were in the first roll, which Jehoiakim the king of Judah had burned.
See, so right here, he told him, look, that ain't gonna stop no show cause they burn that up. Look, right again, does the exact same thing I did. And it's the same thing happened with Moses. When Moses came off the mount, he threw the two stables and ground them up and made them drink it, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, and then he went back up for another 40 days and got another set of 10 commandments. The same 10, didn't Elisha?
Yep.
Iniquity don't stop nothing. Ain't nothing gonna stop the law of God because the earth must obey his law. The sun must rise and set 364.5 days a year, and it don't miss a beat. The moon do what it's supposed to do. Grass, the seasons don't stop, do it?
Not at all.
They don't stop, they keep going, don't they? What's the only thing disobey? Man,
It's the only
it's the only disobedient one. Let's read some more.
Verse 28. Take thee again another roll and write in it all the former words that were in the first roll, which Jehoiakim the king of Judah hath burned. And thou shalt say to Jehoiakim king of Judah, thus saith the Most High, thou hast burned this roll, saying, why hast thou written therein, saying, the king of Babylon shall certainly come and destroy this land, and shall cause to cease from this man and beast. Therefore thus saith the Most High of Jehoiakim king of Judah, he shall have none to sit upon the throne of David, and his dead body shall be cast out in the day to the heat, and in the night to the frost. And I will punish him and his seed and his servants for their iniquity. And I will bring upon them and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem and upon the men of Judah all the evil that I have pronounced against them, but they hearkened not.
But they did what?
Hearkened not.
There's hard head again, Bokeem Woodbine, hard head, and Jason Laird. Go ahead.
Then took Jeremiah another roll and gave it to Baruch the scribe, the son of Neriah, who wrote therein from the mouth of Jeremiah all the words of the book which Jehoiakim, king of Judah, had burned in the fire. And there were added besides unto them many like words.
So the Most High kept writing his word, kept going. But look, he said, no, from your seed, and seed mean male and female, will never sit on the throne of Israel, the throne of David again. That's why Joseph can't be his father. He would have to been King Joseph.
Exactly.
But Joseph come out of this man's line. That line is cursed. To reverse that line, he had to marry Mary out of the same tribe, because the daughters of Zelophehad come into play here. If a man have no sons but daughters only, then if he have a daughter, she has to marry somebody from the same tribe, and then the inheritance come back again. But not Joseph. He's up under that. He's up under that till and he can't do wicked what his forefather did and jump the wedding. Christ's first miracle was at a wedding, at the reception. He wasn't in the honeymoon chambers first. So y'all, it's clear cut, y'all. But y'all read the rest of that, and why I want to get in there is because men will point to that second Ezra and say it was burned. Jeremiah is talking about the same situation, and that's why Ezra asked, "What are the people gonna do in the end?" Why you worried about that? My word ain't gonna go void. I'm gonna have scriptures rolling again. All you have to do is wait and see. They can't stop this. Satan couldn't stop it in the heavens. What do you think these poop butts gonna do? I'm talking about a supernatural that's been around that still goes. Judgment ain't to Isaiah 65 and 20. Then it say, and then when the lamb eat straw like the bullock, the lion eats straw like the bullock, then shall the dust be the serpent's meat. Satan's punishment ain't even started yet. He's supernatural. His punishment starts when he get cast in the lake of fire. He's supernatural. He's the same age he was when he went up into the garden and seduced Eve. With the help of his buddy, Gadriel, who opened the door for him. My master want to holler at you. No, he's supernatural. No, he's fully supernatural. No, he ain't made with dirt. He's fully supernatural. He's an archangel. He's the tree of good and evil, girl. Your husband's still trying to learn. Look at him rubbing his hand in his pants and smelling his fingers. You know, see this? My master want to holler at you.
Yeah, man.
What you got, bro?
Don't do pop like
But look, because he was in innocence, y'all, that's the only reason I'm saying. Go ahead. But look, Adam was in charge of the world, and he knew he couldn't come through Adam.
Right.
You know, I just threw the Al Bundy situation in there. But Adam wasn't like that. He was somewhere else when Satan slid up on Eve. What you got back there, Tommy?
Satan had a wingman.
Yeah, he had a wingman. Look, it said his host. It says his host. He don't come and mess with you. When he come after you, it's a personal situation. He sent his demons after you. Go ahead. Now he'll come at you in your sleep and try to choke you out. Go ahead.
Genesis say that Adam was with her.
Right.
When she.
Well, if that's the case, then he's the biggest chump on planet Earth.
It didn't say that. It doesn't say he was with her. It says
Yeah, it say
He was with her in the garden.
Well, it say with her. He's in the garden. Like, go ahead, Elijah, explain that. Go ahead, Elijah.
Satan approached her. They were together in the garden, but he wasn't right there alongside her when Satan approached, or Satan's head honcho approached. Just like in the club.
Right. You go to the bathroom.
Snake ain't gonna come and holler at your woman while you sitting right there next to her. He gonna wait for the opportunity that you're not by her side, and then he interjects.
Right.
Unless he feels you weak.
Right.
You weak as hell, and he's like, hey, I don't give a care about what he on. I'm finna push up on him. But 9 times 10, he ain't gonna do it in your presence. That's why he's a snake. He slithers around.
Y'all going, sister?
You know, the law
Shalom.
to get at one who's considered weak in the law.
Yeah. See, and that's what we talking about, bro. He don't change his tactic. That's why you got a gal, they gonna wait till you go to the bathroom, and then they're gonna try to slide up on your woman and see how much control you had. It said Adam was in the garden, but he wasn't right there. That's why the punishments are different. Look at the punishment. He said to the woman, because you listened to the serpent, which I told you not to, and I asked you, what did I tell you? She said, we can't eat from none of these trees. He said, why you do it? He said, I told you you can't even touch it. And she said, okay, so this the punishment for you. Conception, a pain during childbirth, and a menstrual cycle, and conception, multiple conceptions. So you're gonna be doing some 20 and 2. So the pain of a childbirth is gonna be double on you. When you have twins, that's 2 gotta come through that womb. That's going to double up the pain. That's going to double up the house. And he said to the man, because you hearkened to the woman, if he was right there, he would have hearkened to Satan. Right. No, she just came home and told, guess what? A man told, guess what I found out?
Listen to this info.
Listen to this info. God didn't want us to know. and the only thing he didn't want you to know was the evil side of law breaking. Oh, he don't want to let you know you a God.
Because see, that's why he said once you learn both sides of the coin, you're going to be considered a God.
Right.
But Christ said in Psalms 82, you should die like a man.
You're going to die like a man because we preternatural.
And that's why when in Jubilees, it says that all that perverted knowledge is perverted knowledge that you will get. It ain't righteous information. So you dying from untainted information.
That's right. Right. And look, and not only the punishment of the woman, it said, because you listen to him, I'm going to put enmity between the man and Satan. I mean, the woman and Satan. It ain't include Adam.
See, I think that Adam, when it said he was with her, I think he was up under
the punishments would be the same.
He was up under the assumption because God told him not to eat.
No.
He didn't say nothing about the woman.
No, he said the woman that thou gave me.
Don't touch her.
Right, he said.
He snitched on her. He said the woman thou gave me, she gave me, and I did eat. Right. So when you reread the language, the story, you know how big the Garden of Eden is? He was in the garden, he was just over there, and Satan slid up on her. He was in there with her, and then when he came back, he said, the woman you gave me, she gave me to eat. He didn't say Satan gave him to eat. And then he said, for you listening to her, he didn't punish him for listening to Satan. He punished him for listening to her. He said, you're the head of the woman, not Satan. You're the head, so I got to punish you. So now you're going to sweat from your brow and you're going to go to work every day because you didn't do this. That had nothing to do with listening to Satan. And then he said, Satan, for what you did to the woman, not to Adam. Adam couldn't have been there. The language explaining not only is the punishment. If you and a man robbing a bank, or you in on a bank robbery sitting in the car, I don't care because you didn't go in there and shoot Rusty the bailiff. When you jump in that car and I take off with a mask on and we get caught, is it the same crime and the same punishment?
Yes.
It's the same. So the punishments were different. Read the crimes that happened, and it tells you because he's a fair and just God. But we got to roll, y'all, real quick. So just wanted to clear that up about the word gonna always be there. It's gonna be near it. It ain't never got rid of. We see that when Jehoiakim burned them, it kept going. Y'all, we got these two more. But y'all, it's just something really quick. Give me 2 Maccabees chapter 2. And well, I tell you what, 1 Ezra 1 and 54, let's do these. Because this is what they're saying. They're saying the Ark of the Covenant was took by the Babylonians. That ain't what the scriptures say. It may appear to be that way, but that ain't what the scriptures say. So give me 1 Ezra 1:54. We'll get back into Maccabees chapter 2 because it said Jeremiah. 2 Maccabees chapter 2 say Jeremiah hid the way when he heard me and was looking for the Ark of the Covenant. He hid it. Mm-hmm. And it said marked the way, but some will go to this 1 Ezra chapter 1:54 and say that this is telling Jeremiah, and this is not lining up. Well, we're going to see if it lines up when we go word for word and let the scripture interpret itself. 1 Ezra chapter 1, verse 54, y'all, we're going to close out here very shortly. And we're going to get in Jeremiah 28. But y'all read 2 Maccabees, and you're going to see that it's stated that Jeremiah hid the Ark of the Covenant up in the Mount Nebo and blocked the way so men couldn't find it. And also Jeremiah 3:14 gonna say the same thing. And then Revelation 11 and 9 gonna tell you the Ark of the Covenant is in heaven with the Most High. But this is what we got to clear up. This 1 Ezra 1:54. What it say, bro? Unless you need to bag it up.
1 Ezra chapter 1.
I tell you what, just bag it up 49. To 48. And this is talking about the same Nebuchadnezzar, y'all. It's the same incident that he came and took all of the gold from Israel. But we're going to see, did he take the Ark of the Covenant? Let's read.
Okay. 1 Ezra chapter 1, verse 48. And after that, King Nebuchadnezzar had made him to swear by the name of the Most High. He forswore himself and rebelled. And hardening his neck.
What'd he do?
Hardening his neck and his heart. He transgressed the laws of the Elohim of Israel.
Y'all see how hardening of the heart make you transgress the laws? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The governors also of the people and of the priests did many things against the law and passed all the pollutions of all nations, and defiled the temple of the Most High, which was sanctified in Jerusalem. Nevertheless, the Elohim of their fathers sent by his messenger to call them back, because he spared them and his tabernacle also. But they had his messengers in derision. And look, when the Most High spake unto them, they made a sport of his prophets. So far forth that he, being wroth with his people for their great ungodliness, commanded the kings of the Chaldees to come up against them, who slew their young men with the sword, yea, even within the compass of their holy temple, and spared neither the young man nor the maid, old man nor child among them, for he delivered all into their hands. And they took all the holy vessels of the Most High, both great and small, with the vessels of the ark of Yah, and the king's treasures, and carried them away into Babylon.
Now stop right here. What did it take of the ark of God?
Vessels.
See, it didn't take the ark like some would say. It took the vessels. And when you get into the Exodus, when he's creating the ark of the covenant, the vessels of the ark was the bowls,
the eating plates,
the candles. Those were the vessels of the ark. But the only thing in the ark of the covenant is the tables of stones, Aaron rods that budded, and manna bread. Those were inside the ark. It took the vessels of the ark of the covenant, the plates and the bowls that go around them. They took them, but the ark of the covenant, they didn't take. It's the vessels, and you're going to keep seeing the word vessels. And when you look up vessels, if we look it up right now, in Hebrew, it's going to say plates, bowls, and cups.
And cups, gold chalices.
Let's read, did we finish that?
You want to finish it out, or you just wanted that?
Go ahead. Y'all finish that out, but we're going to hit Jeremiah 28. We're going to get ready to close on that. What you got back there, bro?
Yeah, I see where you're going with Mount Nebo, but people forget the Most High don't change.
He don't change.
He said what? Only the Levites can touch it, right?
That was it.
Come on.
That was it. Only Levites could touch the Ark of the Covenant. Only the Levites. And look, when Babylon, look, the Ark of the Covenant fell into the hands of the Philistines once. But they hurried up and gave it back because mice was running everywhere. They hurried up and brought it back and sit it in the middle of the desert. They like, y'all come and get this.
Not only that, when they went in the tent, the head of their God was beheaded.
Well, boy, look
and his hands was cut off.
Like, look here, give that back.
Whose is this?
Whose is this? Who this belong to?
They say Dagon didn't have no head or hands. Jeremiah 28.
Yeah, go read down to 5.
Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 1. And it came to pass the same year.
Go down to 6, Elisha. Go ahead.
In the beginning of the reign of Zedekiah, king of Judah, in the 4th year, and in the 5th month, the Hananiah, the son of Azor, the prophet, which was of Gibeon, spake unto me in the house of the Most High,
right,
in the presence of the priests and of all the people, saying, Thus speaketh the Most High of hosts, the Elohim of Israel, saying, I have broken the yoke of the king of Babylon. Within 2 full years.
And how many years?
2 full years. Will I bring again into this place all the vessels.
All the what?
Vessels of the Most High's house that Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, took away from this place and carried them to Babylon. And I will bring again to this the son of Jeconiah, the son of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, with all the captives of Judah that went into Babylon, said the Most High, for I will break the yoke of the king of Babylon. Then the prophet Jeremiah said unto the prophet Hananiah, in the presence of the priests, and in the presence of all the people that stood in the house of the Most High, even the prophet Jeremiah said, Amen.
So right here, he said in 2 years, he gonna bring that back. All of the vessels that were taken. He ain't said nothing about the ark. So well, y'all, once you understand what the vessels of the ark is, you'll understand what's happening, that this king did not take the ark of the covenant. He only took the vessel. You're not going to take the power of God and hold it to your own doing. Somebody real quick, look up vessels of the ark in Exodus, if y'all get that real quick. But we're going to move on, y'all. We're going to get on out of here. But real quick, Joshua I tell you what, that's all I want to read. I guess that's pretty good. But give me Joshua 1:1. And I just want to read what Joshua took over the writings for Moses. And y'all can see that ain't nothing ever tampered this word. Ain't nothing stopped it from going forth. The Most High said there's going to be a judgment day. There's nothing can stop judgment day. Absolutely zero can stop judgment day. The only thing can stop judgment day is if Satan gets you to continue to break the law after he's told you or trick you and say the law doesn't exist anymore. Remember in Matthew 4th chapter when he brought Christ up on the mountain, he didn't tell him to break the law. He challenged him with the law. The script say you can make these stones bread. Christ come back with the law. Man shall not live by bread alone. Mm-hmm. He said throw yourself off the cliff. The script say angels will bear you up. Christ said I'm not supposed to tempt God. No more than you will run out in traffic at rush hour and talk about God with me. No, you're going to be roadkill if you run out in that street. So Christ combated him with law and he left him alone. Did you see that any vessels in Exodus? Vessels of the ark. If y'all looked that up, I just want to see where it's in the ark because it's going to describe what it is.
Exodus
28.
I know 25 talks about the making of the furnishments and furnishing.
Well, I just want the vessels of the ark. It'll just tell you right there.
It's in the Exodus.
Yeah.
It's in the 20s.
I just want somebody. We're gonna close out, y'all. Give me that Joshua 1:1 though, real quick.
Joshua 1:1. Now after the death of Moses, the servant of the Most High, it came to pass that the Most High spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, saying.
Moses is what?
Minister.
What does a minister do? Y'all know what he do. I mean, if he with you, he's your minister. He handle all your business. That's what a minister do. What else he say to him?
Moses, my servant is dead. Now therefore arise, go over beyond this Jordan, thou and all this people, into the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel. Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses, from the wilderness and this Lebanon, even to the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun, shall be your coast. There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life. As I was with Moses, so I will be with thee. I will not fail thee nor forsake thee. Be strong and of a good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law.
To all the what?
Law.
See, you see what he telling Joshua to do? Do all the law. So y'all, if y'all can't find that, I should have had that marked down. I thought I had it down. All I want, what it say? Exodus what?
Exodus 27.
What it say? It should say in the vessels of the ark.
And the vessels of the tabernacle. All the servants thereof, and all the pins thereof, and all the pins of the court shall be brave. And the table and all his vessels, and the candlestick and his vessels, and the altar of incense. When I go to it, the strong says,
39, 35.
Dress, vessel of weapon, armor, artillery, bag, carriage, furnace, furniture, instruments, jewels.
That's what they took. They didn't take the Ark of the Covenant. It says the vessels of the Ark they took. Y'all, it's clear because some will run to that, like I said, that first Ezra 151 and throw you off and say, see, the Ark of the Covenant is gone. The law of God is in possession of another nation. Never happened, never will. The one time it happened, the Philistines hurry up and gave it back because mice was jumping out, lightning was striking. They like, whoever this belonged to, y'all come and get this. Please come and get it. That's what the Raiders of the Lost Ark was about. They was looking for the Ark of the Covenant. But you're looking in the wrong place because Revelations 11, hit that, y'all, we're going to close on out. Hit Revelation 11:9.
Revelation 11.
11 and 9. What it say? Oh, did I write that down? Do I want that? Maybe I wrote that down wrong.
Revelation is there.
No, that ain't right then. No, what I want is maybe 9 and 11. You saying the Ark of the Covenant is there. No, that ain't the one. Hold on. My writing was quick. Okay, there it is. I want, and we was 19, 11 and 19. I left one out. What did it say?
And the temple of God was opened in heaven. And there was seen in his temple the ark of the testament. And there were lightnings and voices and thunderings and an earthquake and great hail.
So we see the Ark of his testament. That's the Ark of the Covenant, because that's the testimony. It tells you what's in there. The 10 Commandments, Aaron's rod that budded, and manna bread. That's the only thing in there. They didn't take the Ark of the Covenant. They took the vessels. So what went around the covenant was the showbread, the table, the plates, the menorah. So on every Babylonian picture, you see them hauling off the menorah. But those were the vessels of the ark. They supplied the table. You know how back in the day, how you set the table up for a holiday, so to speak, and you bring out the good china. I'm talking about the Aretha Franklin cutlery. You get rid of that Family Dollar stuff and bring out the good stuff.
They took the settings
and put the vessels around the table. Y'all, so it's easy work. You ain't gonna get command of the Most High's law, and Satan ain't gonna allow you to do it because he needs the law to accuse you. When he go to the throne, he say, you see what this Negro doing in that alley? See, but he didn't accuse Job like that. Boy, look here. Look here, boy. Well, I hope it ain't like don't drink your juice in the hood when that boy was told him to go behind that mail truck. I hope it ain't.
Also, did you already get homework, bro?
No. All we was doing was just telling him to read on out on the rest of that 16th chapter of 2nd Ezra. The 16th chapter, y'all read that on out and just read out what we were into. More of the chapters that we said we had to stop. Just finish them out. Go back over and finish them out, y'all. But we want to get that nonsense out of the way that the script been burned and they can't be found no more. The Most High say, I'll rewrite that as many times as I told it to Moses. You think my hand is short that once they burned up, the word of the Lord go away? No. These people are trying to get rid of Judgment Day because they know what's coming. And believe me, they done had Judgment Day in their consciousness and they can't go back to sleep. That's why you'll see these same Negroes talking about somebody following them. They cutting their tires. They doing things like this. They peeking out of windows because they know what they done done, and the Most High scare you to death in your sleep. Then they won't, look, you got to be in the house with them when they take a shower. Can't go to sleep without the TV on. Lights got to be on for you to go to sleep.
Hey, read that Malachi chapter 1 too.
Yes, sir.
That Malachi chapter 1 breaks down how knowledge is supposed to be taught by at the mouths of the priests, and remember in 1 Peter 2 and 15, we are a nation of priests,
right?
Royal priesthood,
right?
So we're supposed to teach the knowledge and wisdom of the Most High to the people. In Malachi chapter 1, it talks about how through the priests are now telling the people that the table of the Lord is contemptible.
Right.
That his word is not trustworthy anymore. There's contradictions and conflict of his word. Well, the Most High also breaks down what he's going to do to those so-called priests that say his word is contemptible. He said, because you are contemptible. And I got something for you.
Yeah, he got something for you.
All right, family, we're going to get this closed in prayer. And it's with the Most High's permission. And in the name of his only begotten and beloved Son, our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach. And we know that Jesus the Christ, y'all. Long live the King.
Long live the King.
Reading in the book of Psalms, in the 79th chapter, it reads, O Yah, the heathen are coming to thine inheritance. Thy holy temple have they defiled. They have laid Jerusalem on heaps. The dead bodies of thy servants have they given to be meat unto the fowls of the heaven. The flesh of thy saints unto the beasts of the earth. Their blood have they shed like water round about Jerusalem, and there was none to bury them. We are become a reproach to our neighbor, a scorn and derision to them that are round about us. How long, Yahweh? Will thou be angry forever? Shall thy jealousy burn like fire? Pour out thy wrath upon the heathen that have not known thee, and upon the kingdoms that have not called upon thy name. For they have devoured Jacob and laid waste his dwelling place. Oh, remember not against us former iniquities. Let thy tender mercies speedily prevent us, for we are brought very low. Help us, O Elohim of our salvation, for the glory of thy name, and deliver us, and purge away our sins for thy name's sake. Wherefore should the heathen say, where is their God? Let him be known among the heathen in our sight by the revenging of the blood of thy servants which is shed. Let the sign of the prisoner come before thee. According to the greatness of thy power, preserve thou those that are appointed to die. And render unto our neighbors sevenfold into their bosom their reproach, wherewith they have reproached thee, O Yahweh. So we, thy people, and sheep of thy pasture, will give thee thanks forever. We will show forth thy praise to all generations. Hallelujah!
Shalom, y'all. Wonderful, peaceful Sabbath, y'all. If y'all got a shekel or two, y'all, we greatly appreciate it. Thank you, worldwide audience. I need to double check and see if that's still going. It is? Okay. Hit that in, button. We're here. Work? Oh, yeah. Sit up.